we're here. Hello, stream. Welcome to Deadlands, or Tale of Deadlands, Hell and Heroes, Session 4. I almost put 3 in the title, which is fine. Also, Charles, 45 stream streak, hell yeah. Var, 30 stream streak, hell yeah. I think Tracer's getting up there too on the numbers.
Alrighty. Give it a couple more minutes.
Yeah, we'll wait for people to trickle in. See what's going on. I'm recording how much everybody is putting into the NPC town. That's probably gonna be a stream in and of itself.
Probably.
That you'll be running.
Well, gross.
Yes, for those of you who haven't donated to that yet, you can use your channel points to... I think you could follow Fire in the Star. And your channel points to contribute to a town in this world of Deadlands that Brian will be creating. You can make either NPCs or name buildings, thematically change things, and the more points you contribute, the more say you have in what's added to this town. You know, if you just drop like 100, maybe you can be the name of a road or something. Or name a road, not necessarily be the name. That might be weird.
This road is named Charles.
This road is named Mild Insanity.
It's
No.
not no street, no avenue. Just this one's Charles.
This
and
one's
that one
Charles.
over
No, you know, Charles would be like, this is called Orphan Alley.
Ronald Town, USA, let's fucking go, he says. Orphan Alley would be good. Oh. I gotta drink water. Yeah, Deadlands.
75% complete.
Oh, Charles hasn't put that much into there, actually. Slack.
I know I put it.
I reclaim my rightful first place. Thank you, buddy.
Listen here. Anything could be a competition if you want it to be.
This is a competition that I win every time.
Yeah, that's why it's our competition.
Alright, we'll give everybody 2 more minutes.
I should probably pick different music. This is a little bit... a little bit somber.
Also, I've been posting the recaps that I'll be reading at the beginning of sessions in Kathy's Discord for people to read if they're in
Antoinette just stole first place. Sorry, Clark.
there. Bam! Get wrecked.
Here's the joke. If I make it into a competition, Kathy still benefits.
Correct.
Get played.
They're called Bit Wars. They're a thing. This is also just... I need to find intro music. Or like just vibing in the beginning music before we start. Everything I have is too, like, dark.
I mean, it is a genre.
See, every time you say that, it just reminds me of the Community episode. God, I can't remember his name, but he's like, "Welcome to hell, motherfucker!"
Keith David.
Yeah. So it goes through my head every time.
Var's joining in. And we got a hype train.
Nice.
Okay, this is actually like peaceful music, that'll do.
My contribution.
Oh, this is a little
was-
too lo-fi, actually.
My contribution was pizza for you. There's my bits.
All acceptable.
I'm gonna do one more thing just because it's funny to me.
Fire in the Star, thank you for the 333
I think that's-
bits.
Nelson, is that you? Nelson.
Scrubber, oh my god. Antoinette, thank you. Scrubber, holy shit.
Well, they win. I'm still I'm just gonna do my thing. I was gonna beat Antoinette by 1.
I mean, she's still beating you by 600, so...
Last I saw it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
Oh,
updated.
she just added more. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
there's some
Why we
bits.
bit war? Excellent
Represent,
question,
like-
but...
I get to beat France Ferdinand.
Thank you all for the hype train and the insane amount of bits. What in the world? Fire in the Star. 168 bits this time. I have to look over here and see the filter rather than just the corgis. And now 9 bits. 9 corgi bits. I just want to start wars. That's fair. You're like, I have to play a good guy in this. I have to be a bad guy right now. War! Wait. Var with a 1 bit. Excellent. Oh, Var with another 1 bit. Var. I will bump up the minimum bits, I swear to God.
All right. Well, since everybody's doing all these bits, all of you players can start this session with a inspiration, essentially. I haven't come up with a better name for it, but
That's
so
cool for this.
you will get a 1 free reroll for the
This
session.
is my inspiration.
Yeah. Bardic inspiration.
Go right there.
So you can use it on
Oh,
a
here.
roll of your choice, even if you bust on it.
Ooh,
Cool.
Yeah.
alright. Think of the 99 bits. Some people are just gonna watch the bits burn.
I couldn't buy just 1 bit before for when I wanted to do my joke of beating Antoinette by 1, so I had 99 left. I'm like, fuck it, throw it.
About to beat your last hype train record. Damn, guys.
Alright.
Fire in the Star, just so many corgis. We have 3 minutes left in the hype train, so we can go over a recap, do that stuff
Yep.
while that's going.
That's fair.
I'll just interrupt you if I get more.
And Kathy, I sent you a message. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been trying.
Okay. Yeah, I just I was keeping track of it, but you had not sent me anything.
Yeah,
about it.
we didn't have this separate chat, so I forgot.
That's fair. All right. Going to the session recaps. For those of you that tuned in last time, Posse made it to the town, talked to the sheriff a little bit, found out about a little bit of past about Kent, had some pleasantries were exchanged, pretty much got asked to help the town deal with these pirate raiders. Don't remember if you guys have figured out their name yet, but I know I've said it a couple times, so we're just gonna call them the Gators for simplicity's sake.
We just had the ship name.
We've just been calling them by the ship name, yeah.
But they're on the Delta Queen. This information you'll find out eventually, but gave them some time to mull it over, told them to hit Shady Sadie's saloon, get some food in them, get some drinks in them, you know, relax and recoup a little bit from their excursions of saving Luke. They had a pretty good time doing that, kind of interrogated each other a little bit, found out some little lore bits here and there about each other, about Num, about everybody else. Everybody went to go turn in.
I have 4 arms.
Yep. Kent's got 4 arms.
I wasn't ready for that. Such a good reveal.
Num's covered up in weird tattoos, scars with number, I forget the number, was it 1438?
1426.
26. That was close.
8675309.
309, exactly. So there's some intrigue about that. Everybody got a nice meal in them. Kind of talked with Luke and some of the other townsfolk. DT wound up staying behind and getting his butt whooped by a nice old granny in a game of darts. Found out some more things about the town and townsfolk, people leaving the town. Everybody went to go bed down for the night, and our good boy Num woke up with real bad night terrors. Got spooked by everybody and kind of skirted off by himself. Posse tried to coerce him back into the room. He decided to sleep on the roof for the night.
Scared him with my big man voice.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt. Thank you guys for the hype train, level 6 hype train. Like, what the actual fuck? Thank you. Gig up Hemus, thank you for the follow. Internet, thank you for the rest of the bits. Okay, you're good.
All right. Morning came early. Kent was a little bit upset he got woken up in between, his old man nap.
I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day.
5:30 hit. He got up, saw Num, kind of saw everybody else in the town start getting up, meandering about. It's a working town. They have parks and stuff. Went and talked to Sheriff Evelyn. Said that most of the posse's good to help them out. And she said, all right, once they get a plan in set, we'll let them know. And then Num went to the marketplace, started doing some street performing, and the posse was going to kind of explore the town, talk to some people like Mr. Tinsdale to figure out what the plan of action was, and that's about where I believe we left off.
We also talked about going to see the hospital.
This is true. Yeah, there's a couple places that they didn't see because power was shut down for the town for the night. So we'll get back into it in Tales of the Deadlands, Hell and Heroes.
Yes, Cassie.
Alright, so I believe most of you are gathered up and moving. Gnome, you're already in the marketplace, kind of like a farmer's market. Doing your street performing. If you want to roll for that, and then we'll get back to you afterwards. I'm going to go to the main group right now. Alright, Kent, you got your folks all aroused.
Yeah.
So bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, probably not.
Y'all finally ready to get up, get moving, be productive about the day?
Yeah. What we're doing again?
Well, we're gonna go look around, and I know that Mr. Tinsdale wanted to talk with us, and I already checked in with Evelyn there. Figure we talk with Tinsdale. DT. We talked about going to see the hospital and seeing how they're doing there before we headed out. I don't know if anybody else needed anything done. Just kind of look around the town before we head out somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in going to those places, seeing what they've got in the hospital-wise.
And if you guys take a second and look at the map of the town down at the bottom. So you guys are in the westernmost living quarters. The town square, that's where the hospital and a lot of the other places are located on different levels in that building. The marketplace is the farmer's market. That's where Num is at currently. And then Tinsdale's is on the far east side. He's got two different buildings. scrapyard is kind of where all of the bits and bobs that him and his recyclers have are stored. And then the workshop is where his workshop and then personal living quarters are at.
Gotcha. And this is out of character. Kathy, I think you mentioned how Lulu was going to look at the farming
Yes.
stuff.
Mhm.
All right. Well, yeah, let's go hit up the. No, I'm headed down that way towards the market. Figure we pass by. He's still a little skittish. But we can go there, and then we can all go. Do we want to go meet Tinsdale as a group, or?
I kind of like to. They probably want to meet us anyway, right?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah, I figure we can hit the town square first and then hit Tinsdale since it's on the way.
Well, if we go to town square, you and I could go to the hospital, and then town like this, I ain't worried about us breaking off on our own. Lulu wanted to go. You said you wanted to check out the farming.
And if you guys wanted to, like the building that you're in, so if you look on the map also, like almost every building on the roof has a farm area. So there's one on the top of the living quarters that you guys are in if you wanted to pop up there real quick.
Yeah.
That's up to you guys.
We can split off, cover the ground, get our stuff done. It's early. We got the whole day.
Need help, baby. Oh,
So I'm gonna start. I want watch Parker help Posey up on the bed because she's an old lady. 2,
doesn't need that help.
I'm just gonna start. She needs your help. I'm gonna start heading off towards the town square.
That's where I'm gonna head as well.
I have myself muted so you can't hear me talking. Just let me know who is going into what groups so I can split you guys up via that. Unless you're all traveling as a group, that's also fine as well. So, town square, I have Kent and DT. Is anybody else going with them?
If we're all going to town square, Bruce would tag along.
Okay.
Gonna kind of follow where DT goes.
Lulu, are you following them as well, or no?
I might go do my thing.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go with the main group then first. So you guys make your way over to the marketplace. You can see it's starting to kind of get a little bit, or not marketplace, town hall. Largest building in the community, stands about 5 stories tall, above water levels. 3 levels are in use right now. They keep the bottom floors, like every other place, empty just in case flooding happens. You guys are coming up from the top, so you'll be working your way down. Okay. The second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Okay. So the very top floor, not the roof. You guys kind of make your way through there, and you see that it's kind of like old pre-fall movie theater. There is a big projector screen, stadium seatings. Nothing is on the screen right now, but you can see a couple people kind of like meandering in there. As you walk towards near the back where like the projector area is at, I won't even make you guys roll for it for sight. Something that catches your eye specifically, Kent. You see that they have a couple old, not newer Movietown movies. One of them's called Cold Ballad, Nemesis of Evil, and Law Dogs, Badges and Bullets, that you haven't seen yet. They have a handful of others as well. As you guys make your way down to the next floor, next floor. Large open area, bench seatings as well. Auditorium. You guys would be able to kind of discern that this is probably where they have like any gatherings. So like if they have like dances or things like that. Holidays when they celebrate and set out a bunch of tables and stuff for food. Thanksgiving, Christmas, that kind of deal. You do see a couple older folks kind of like setting it up a little bit and setting up desks in that area, so you would assume that there's probably like teaching that goes on there as well. And as you make your way down to the next floor, that is the place where you and DT were looking to go. It's a very primitive hospital. No fancy machines, no x-ray machines or things that, go beep boop and make weird noises. But there's triages set up, there's gurneys, pretty much like your standard like post-apocalyptic hospital. You see a lady in her early 40s just kind of like walking around with a couple of other nurses that are there. Nurses, you don't know how well they are trained, but let me get her token so you can see what she looks like. DT, from the information that you gathered, you would assume that this woman is Janice Rawls that you found out about. She's pretty much the head doctor here in town. She's kind of one of the big head ups with like Evelyn and Tinsdale.
She looks like an aviator.
Yeah. Definitely has ex-military vibes. Definitely kind of looks comes off with like a gruff vibe. It's just kind of like bossing everybody around.
Are they busy, like packed up with patients, or
no? There's like one patient in there right now on one of the gurneys, but she's just kind of like getting everything set up for the day, making sure everything's clean, all that fun jazz. Probably maybe a handful of people coming in with hangovers or whatever, having to get little treatments here and there.
DT, I'll let you take the lead since you're the medic. I just want to see how things are here and look around.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a look around too. I'm gonna go ahead and what was her name again?
Janice Rawls. I will put that in the in-game chat for you guys.
I'm gonna go towards her and just give a brief introduction. Hey, my name is DT. I'm trained in medical. I was just seeing if you needed any help while I was in town.
You see her kind of like as she's talking to people, kind of like glances over, like acknowledges like you talking to her. Kind of puts her little clipboard down, turns, eyes you up and down. Where'd you train at?
Well, I was in give her the whatever unit I was in the military. As a medic there.
Yeah, thank God. At least somebody with some common sense. She like says under her breath, but loud enough that you can hear it. Well,
A little far in between sometimes, but you know.
I'll take all the help I can get, especially if you actually know what you're doing. She reaches her hand out for a handshake.
Yeah, I give her my hand for a shake.
Very, very firm, very tight grip. Janice Rawls, I'm the head doctor here in Nauvoo Baton Rouge. Hopefully, I won't have to see you and your friends in here. The less people we have in here, the better, is what I always say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if I do need your help, Evelyn's gave us all a little bit of a heads up here, what you guys have been doing. So
Okay. Yeah. Usually, I think, and I just kind of give a description of whatever room level we're on and stuff where we stayed last night.
mhm. Excellent. Also, thanks for getting Luke back. I've had to stitch that dumbass up so many damn times.
Yeah, he busted his ankle up pretty good first 5 minutes we met him.
Yeah, he came in whining about it. Ugh.
You can see Bruce's face go like, oh, but he doesn't say anything. We talked about his ankle.
Go ahead and roll a cognition site-based clerk.
Hold on, it only did one die.
It's okay.
It's exploding though.
Ain't bad. Might not need to roll another one.
He don't even need all the other die.
Yeah.
I'll roll the other two just in case.
Yeah, no worries.
14.
All right. You can see that they're pretty well stocked for the amount of people that they have here. They do have like actual medical dressings and like military grades, like gauze, bandages, all that kind of jazz.
They don't look like they're hurting for any of it though, or anything.
No, like they have enough to get by, but it's still very like primitive stuff. You can see like in this area too, there's like a little office off to the side. That's, you're assuming, where most of the other things like the guns and stuff in the sheriff's office. Like you could assume that the better, or like prescription drugs and things that they would have would be in there as well. But out here seem pretty good, pretty clean for post-apocalypse. Like, so not a bad setup for the town.
Yeah, I'm imagining very much like a MASH unit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And for player references, Janice kind of gives, for those of you that have been around her so far, kind of gives off Dr. Cox, Dr. House vibes. If you've ever seen those shows.
Hell yeah, she strung out on Vicodin. My kind of lady.
That's why she keeps it locked up. It's her stash.
You guys talked to Tinsdale yet?
No, this was kind of on the way, so we want to stop through here.
Also, your friends got names too, or should I just call them dumbass 1, 2, 3?
Oh, I'm really bad about introducing people. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is what is your name again? No, I'm just teasing. Let me see names, because I am personally terrible.
I'm Kent. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's it.
He was about to get there.
Yeah, I'm Bruce.
Pleasure. But yeah, if you don't mind, unless you got anything else you need to talk about, I got a bunch of paperwork I have to go do. Don't be in charge of stuff. It's fucking terrible.
Are you?
I lean over towards Kent. Yeah, that's why I don't like being in charge. I don't have to do any paperwork.
Yeah, paperwork's the worst. That's why.
Let's get out of here before we get saddled with some of it.
All I
What was that? You said you want to help with paperwork.
No,
Yeah.
I said we were heading out to see Mr. Tinsdale.
We
You know,
just
not if you need any extra hands, you know.
we wanted to see how y'all were doing here, and it looks like you pretty well stocked up. You're not needing nothing, are you?
Not that I could think of, unless you got hospital grade equipment you just happen to have in your back pocket.
Let me check. No.
That's what I thought. And out of character question, I don't think any of you have any visible mutations.
Not visible.
Okay.
What?
Hey, how do you get one of those?
My arms are tucked back behind the coat.
Is it
My extra arms.
before Janice goes into her office? She kind of pops her head back out. Are you guys missing a few? Thought Evelyn said there was 2 more.
Yeah, they're just not down here.
Cool. Yeah, I don't mind if you help. I don't know. I would assume if they were, Evelyn would have told me. But anybody that helps here, nothing against them. But if you have any doomsayers that are with you, the ones that wear the purple, I don't allow them to treat my patients.
Nope, ain't got none of them with us.
Well, that makes sense.
Nothing against them. They can do some really crazy shit and heal a lot of things. I cannot and will not subject my people to becoming mutated if I can help it.
Understood?
It's probably a good call.
All right, cool. Bye. Just slams the door behind her.
Oh, bye.
We better get out of here before we get saddled with paperwork. Like, look, I'm all about stitching people back together, but like hand cramps from writing all day, that is awful. I'm just like, I'm scooting towards the exit.
Yeah, we did our thing. We just came, saw how they were doing, and like,
I'm more
Brian,
of like a. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Brian, how many like beds? Like, how much could they treat if they were like full?
If they were full, they could probably treat anywhere from like 25 to 40. It's pretty snug.
Yeah, if I like had to like pack it like tuna fish kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, like as of right now, it's set up for like 15 people.
Gotcha.
Usually they don't. Like you would assume that they don't have that many injuries or illnesses at any given time.
Yeah, just taking stock.
Yep.
On the way down and back up through here, I want to look to see if it looks like they have like short term, long term, or is this just like a stitch people back together? Like, do they have equipment to do
Long-term
any kind of,
treatment.
yeah, long-term treatment, surgeries. I just want to like peek through and see what I can find.
At a glance, right now it's just kind of set up as like a basic doctor's office. Go ahead and give me a search roll.
Give you
Actually,
one, sorry.
Just give me a site-based cognition.
Are you keen?
Sure am.
Yeah, boy.
24.
A little keen.
With your trained eyes, because like you kind of know what you're looking for specifically. You can see some equipment that's kind of like piled up, organized together, that has like surgery equipment, things like that. So they do have the capability to treat like more strenuous or more long-term stuff. It's just not set up at the moment.
I mean, that's for any kind of settlement. I assume that in this setting, it's going to be hard to set up surgery stuff, anyways. Plus, have the skill.
Yep. But yeah, like your general take from Janice is like she's very no nonsense. Like I have bit that I need to do. As very similar vibes to Evelyn, just a little different. Not I am old and experienced. It's just like I have so many better things to do than talk to you right now, which, yeah, is what it is.
But doesn't she know we're the main characters?
She's got main character immunity. All right, you guys make your way back up to the next level. Because if you see, that's where it crosses over to the marketplace. This, the medical floor that you're on would lead to either the far left, the actual main farm area, or over back to Fairfernard's office on the hanging bridges. Walkways.
Rope bridge.
Yup.
If we go through
rope bridge.
If we go through the marketplace, can we see the Num?
Yeah, so where Num is at is more on the top level, because they have like little farm stands and stuff out there. It's kind of like a farmer's market. They have more of the stuff that would have to be like inside on the second level that's in the middle. But you can see Num street performing on the top side, which with that, as you guys kind of make your way over there, I'm gonna switch over to Num. All right, buddy. So you come out here, watch everybody kind of get set up in the morning. There's a couple stands up here. I would say probably about 5 currently. There's the wooden one that's kind of there all the time. It's got a lot of their fresh produce and things to trade from there. Then there's a handful of other like townsfolk or people that you saw come in from the river, because this is like an open trade market. So like sometimes other people that are like passing through or like live in the swamps nearby will come in and set up little stands to peddle their wares.
So, like, are there any empty tables that are just that no one's at?
Yeah, sure. I'll say there's one.
All right, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna open up my bag. I'm gonna pull out my 4 bowling pins, my machete, my little knife, my hammer, a deck of cards, and the dart that I
requisition.
Yeah, that I'm borrowing.
Yep.
And I kind of just start shouting to get people's attentions. Not like I'm just like, hey, come check this out. You know, it's a great morning to put a smile on your face. And as I'm doing that, I'm doing like I don't know what kind of like the iconic like magic card trick thing where they like take the deck and they flick the cards from one hand at like 1.5 2 feet, and I like flick it to my other hand, and I'm just doing like card tricks to start to kind of like make it a whole spectacle. I also, does the mess kit come with a bowl or a plate or something like that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so like I'm gonna put like hopefully it's a bowl. I'm putting the bowl out on like the edge of the table for like a donation, like throw me some change kind of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a flat mien for me, because you've been out here. I'd say probably for at least an hour so far before the rest of the group kind of meanders into your area.
He's busking.
13. Math was hard there.
Okay. I'll say that you got about $3 worth of trade things in your tip jar so far.
Right on.
You've had a couple people stop by, kind of watch, interact with you. You've had a couple of the kids, local kids, come around and just be like, magic, just be little kids being thrown by your stuff. And they kind of like go back to their parents and like tug on their thing, and they like throw a tip in there, like it was really good. So
Do I if I'm looking to look around the market, like at first glance, do I see anything that resembles a torch?
Like old timey torch.
Old school torch. Yeah, like light it on fire, you have fire.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay. That's a 1.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
There's somebody with an acetylene torch, but not an old timey torch.
Okay. Well, that doesn't help me any. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this up, like doing like the card tricks, and then kind of slowly start swapping to juggling like the bowling pins, and just kind of proceeding to do that.
All right. So you guys kind of see Num doing his whole carnival barker shtick with all of his tricks and things as you approach.
I kind of want to like hang back because I don't want him to freak out. Like I want to hang back and watch him just be in his element.
Okay.
So like kind of sneaking a little bit.
I mean, and it's a big enough area from like where he's at. So like on the map, if you look at the map, you can see where like the wooden big shack is at. He's down near the bottom right hand corner of the marketplace. We'll say he's at that table down there. You guys are coming up from where the ladder is at.
Yeah, I don't want to fully approach him. Yeah, I just want to see him do his thing.
Mm-hmm. What about everybody else? Bruce and DT.
That's you guys.
I'll hang back. I'm sure Bruce would want to go up there and watch.
He wants to, but he doesn't know if he should. So he's kind of like indecisively hiding by DT, like,
Like,
You can go watch.
But,
Bruce, you do see like the tricks that he's doing and that kind of like enthralling wonder. Like he's doing a really good job performing, and it's just kind of like catching your eye. Like you're like a moth to light, and you just like can't stop staring at it.
I kind of like give Bruce a little nudge, like, it's okay. Go on.
I don't want to scare him again. All right.
Also, Clark and Henry, if you guys are trying to be a little bit on the sly, go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me.
Okay. I do that pretty well, according to my sheet anyway. Let's see how the dice feel. $17.
Okay. What about you, DT? Unless you're not being sneaky.
Got 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, he's still being a bit skittish, and I want to see him doing something he's comfortable in.
So Num, you're kind of really getting into your whole performance. You do not notice those two, but you will eventually notice Bruce as he approaches.
I'm just like carefully creeping, like, I just want to watch. It's fine.
There are a few other people kind of around, so it's not just Bruce approaching by himself.
I'm gonna lock eyes with Bruce. I'm like, yeah, my assistant, come here.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And how much space do we have relatively where this table is?
So it's probably about like 5-6 foot table. You probably got about, we'll say like a 10 by 10 area to work with.
Perfect. I'm gonna take the bowl. I'm gonna dump it in my bag.
Okay.
Put the bowl to the ground. I'm gonna lift the table up and put it like I guess if I'm on the back corner, I'm gonna put it where the table is up, but the flat part is like aiming towards the
Towards the crowd.
towards the crowd. Yeah, so it's
Yep.
gonna be like the table's here, the crowd's gonna be here.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, stay here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They just nudge DT and be like, I feel like this is gonna be good. I feel like this is gonna be real good.
Real good.
And I'm gonna reach down and pick up my knife.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna hold the knife up, kind of like. I watch as I miss this large helper of mine,
Oh,
and I'm going to throw the knife at any open space within a tight spot.
Okay.
Around
just was like, ah.
Bruce.
All right. Go ahead. Your TN2 hit is going to be a 7.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
I got a 7.
All right.
2 sevens and a 2.
You can put it wherever you want it to go.
So it's a 6-foot table. How tall is Bruce roughly?
About that.
Cool.
Probably
I'm gonna
taller.
sink it. I'm gonna sink it right next to Bruce's left ear.
So Bruce, you kind of like freeze up, stand still because you're like, oh, I guess I'm doing this now. You see the knife coming at you, and you kind of like grimace for a second because you're like, oh, I'm gonna get stabbed. I never like getting stabbed, and you just hear it as it's right next to your ear, and as
Just
you
kind of does
like,
the look and he's like, ooh.
as you do, like you
Yeah.
can feel the cold steel like touch against your ear, and you're just like, oh.
And I'm just a round of applause. I'm gonna start trying to get the crowd involved to like the excitement and the rush that it is the show that I'm putting on.
The several people that are watching just like start clapping loudly, like, you see this? Look, it's really good.
I want to reach down to pick up the machete.
All right.
Listen, you're safe. He's not grabbing the bowling pin.
Right.
Here's both of them. Like, ah.
And I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna aim for like in between the legs, like the board in between the legs.
Okay.
Okay.
Your TN is going to be a 9 this time.
All right.
Okay, sticking on my leg.
10.
All right. Good roll.
Getting.
I'm just imagining a bust on that one. That would have been a hell of a throw to bust on.
Oh, it's got me sweating. I'm like, I don't want to actually hurt. I don't want to hurt Bruce.
He's just a boy.
Just a boy.
Oh, and then, Num is gonna keep his composure, cause I'm gonna say on that throw he kind of felt it like flip a little sooner than he wanted,
Yep.
and didn't have like full control over that. And he's gonna like try to keep his composure. He's gonna like kind of wipe his head. He's like, "What about that? You know, like nerves of steel." It's like,
What she say? Like, I just don't move and I'm okay.
Don't move, you can't
and
see
it's just
me.
gonna be like clapping and like, "Yeah, let's hear it for Bruce."
Several people in the crowd start clapping, and they're like, Bruce, Bruce, what's your name? Is it like
Uh,
referring to you?
Numb. I'm kind of like
Is it?
realize.
Yeah, as I kind of start like chanting your guys' name, and they're starting to draw a little bit more of a crowd towards your area.
Perfect. I'm gonna like gesture Bruce over real quick. I'm gonna grab my bag, grab the money out. I'm gonna bring Bruce in and be like, I need a torch. And give Bruce the couple of bucks that I have that are in the bag / bucket. Be like, go find me an old torch. I need to light it on fire.
Okay.
And then I like kind of like push Bruce off to the side.
Yep. I'm on it. Where do I go for a torch?
I'm gonna grab the table, put it back down, and put all my shit back on the fucking table.
As you do, set everything back up. The people that are kind of watching, clapping, a handful of them come forward and put about $7 worth of trade into your tip bucket.
I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna. Can I? I'm gonna roll for cognition.
Mhm.
I'm trying to spot to see if one looks like they're kind of holding out a little bit.
Okay.
Looking to see who he's got to really impress.
Instead of cognition, go ahead and roll a scrutinize for me.
I noticed nothing. I actually probably look at the poorest person and think they're holding out on me.
Oh no.
He's like kind of dirty looking farmer. And he's just kind of like fishing in his pocket. It's probably all the spare change he has. You're like, that motherfucker. That's got to be Tinsdale that they were talking about.
Yeah.
From what you can suss, like, you don't think these people are holding out, but you're just like, they've got to have more money than this. But logically and realistically, this is like the working class people, so they don't have a whole bunch. We're gonna pause you there.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go to Lulu, and then I'm gonna go back to Bruce to go find the torch, and then I'll get back to everybody else for order of operations.
You know, DT, when we get all said and done, we should see about getting him to perform in that big auditorium they got.
That is a good idea.
All right, so we're gonna zip over to Lulu. So you said I'm assuming you're going to the main farm?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way over there. It's a little bit of a trek. You do see the same things I described to the others in the town square, because you go
Pass through there, yeah.
up, down, and then on the first floor, not actual first floor, second floor, but first active floor, which is the hospital, if I remember correctly. Yes. First occupied floor.
First occupied floor.
Yes. You make your way through there, see similar things to what I described to everyone else. Make your way out, up, over, and towards the farm area. As you get towards the end where it goes off into the platforms there, you can see, so the main farm is an old parking garage. There's a handful of guards more than the other buildings usually. The other ones only have like one person patrolling. This one has probably about 5. Okay.
Cassie's just screaming at me.
Yeah. As you make your way up, you can see one of the younger looking guards kind of like step forward to stop you, as one of the older ones kind of like steps forward and pushes him back and just kind of like talks, like not whispers, but just like kind of pulls him back and just like says something into his ear as they kind of step aside and let you pass through.
Thank you. I'm just kind of awkward
sure.
he goes by.
The older gentleman kind of like takes a step back, looks you up and down, and just replies with, Sheriff told us you helped Luke out, and you've agreed to help the town out with those pirate raiders, whatever they might be. So normally traveling folks don't get to come here, obviously.
That's fair.
So, but Sheriff gave you guys clearance, so.
Cool. Thank you. I won't cause any trouble.
Appreciate it. As you make your way up, there's, some rickety wooden stairs that kind of lead up to the topmost level. Everything underneath is pretty much, in water, so unusable. But as you kind of look around, you can see that this is actually really well tended to. And if you go and check out the other farms on the top, like there's pretty good looking, like rich, thick topsoil that's down there, rows and rows of crops. You notice that there's corn, beans, potatoes on the top of this one. You can see kind of like across the way they have like different other vegetables and fruits as well on the different ones.
Does it appear that they have any like
Irrigation system?
Irrigation system or animals as well? Like
yes, both actually.
Oh,
As you kind of look, there is, I don't know how much you personally would know about it, but as player knowledge, there is a siphon-based irrigation system that leads down into the river. There's also a type of filtration and stuff, like apparatus, that is on there as well. And then if you look on the map, there is a little shack at the southwestern corner of the little parking garage top. And looking over there, you can see that it's a little chicken coop, and they have 15 chickens in there.
Yep.
You can see one of the farmers kind of like tending to it as they are just collecting eggs for the morning.
look at all them chickens. So Annie's gonna, or Annie, wow. They were just talking about Annie in a different chat. Lulu is going to try not to sneak up on anybody. Like, that seems like a terrible thing to do.
People that are working up here and tending up here, like, clock you right away. But they just kind of like do the
Go about there.
Midwesterner, like, raise their hand high, get back to the work that they're doing.
You get the 2-finger wave.
Yep, like you get a little bit of an eyeball because like you look a lot different than everybody else around here.
I'm sorry, I lost an arm.
Yeah, like it's small town vibes of like,
I know.
That's weird, but that's kind of cool. But there's probably about 20 to 30 people on this building that are working up here currently. Like there's a good chunk of the town's populace that works on these farms, intending and taking care of the chickens that they have as well.
Does it look like the chickens are just there for eggs, probably? Considering there's only like 15-ish.
You could assume if you want to ask somebody, you're more than welcome.
No, Lulu's probably not actually going to ask.
They're emotional support chickens.
Emotional support chickens. But it doesn't look like they have meat production in the farms.
No.
Okay.
It is all vegetables aside. Those chickens are the only like livestock that you have
legit.
seen here.
Then Lulu's not even going to nose around too much. That answered the question that she had. They've got filtration, so they've got that taken care of. obviously they're doing fine, crops wise. So
Yeah, it's actually kind of like a little bit inspiring to see because you guys have been, a lot of you have been to other settlements and things. You see people struggling, and like this is actually a very well kept together, tight knit community that has their basic needs.
they're
They have
very
their-
self-sufficient.
Yeah, they're super self sufficient, and they you do work, you get fed, you get a roof over your head. Like they take care of each other. That is the general vibe that you get from here.
Sweet. Annie's.
Yeah.
I gotta close this chat. I keep looking.
Lulu.
Lulu. Isn't really gonna bother anybody then. She's probably just gonna, look like a tourist and then leave.
Okay.
What?
Where are you making your way back to?
Probably the central town square area.
Okay.
Lulu walking up with her little Polaroid. Neat. That's not Polaroid, but
No, it's a
you-
disposable camera.
You do get some inquiries like on your way out.
Mhm.
Some of the workers just kind of like ask you where you're from, what brings you out this way. There's one that's probably a little too dumb for their own good and asks you what happened to your arm. Is they kind of like poke and prod your butt.
Yeah, Lulu will be pretty straightforward. Like she's not gonna hide the obvious questions. Say she's originally from Washington, was following a bounty, got lost, eaten by a shark.
You get some like, oh wow. And you're like, oh man, you're real far from Washington.
I mean, yeah, it's been a lot of years since I've been there.
Just kind of like your idle small talk.
Yeah, just chit chat, not trying to make draw more attention than she already has.
Okay. You do so, and you make your way back to the marketplace. You will make your way back about the same time Bruce does. So I'm gonna hop over to Bruce, unless you had anything else that you wanted to do.
That answered my question.
Okay. All right, Bruce. Sent on a mission to find a toy.
Mission. I got money and a mission. Let's go.
So, kind of like perusing this top layer, you don't really see anything that kind of fits that bill, but there might be there's more like bits and bobs on the second floor. So like the first inhabitable floor that's right below you guys. So you can go down into the marketplace on the top floor, not the roof.
He's kind of like half trotting because he's on a mission and excited.
You do make your way past Kent and DT if you would like to talk to them at all.
Yeah.
Before-
Let's be like, you guys know where to find a torch?
Torch.
Like a stick? Are you still on fire?
I mean, if you get oil and a rag, and a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen any around here?
No. Here, Brian, just scan around. Is there any place that looks like they sell oil?
Up here on the top level, does not appear to be, no. Seems like this is a lot of like consumables, food, stuff like that.
What about no cooking oil? Even like vegetable oil or olive oil or anything like that. I don't know how flammable olive oil actually is.
Not terribly. Not up here on this top level, no.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna find any out here.
Alright, I'll keep looking.
All right. You make your way down back down the ladder, and there's a door on the side that you walk into this building. And as you do, you kind of like look around. There's just a whole bunch of kind of like either stalls, like a couple people have like those like pop-up things going on, makeshift ones, or just kind of tables set up. And there's quite a decent amount of people in here. I'd probably say there's like 25 people in this area. This is just kind of, you get that like cacophony of like people talking at each other in an enclosed space.
Mhm.
Go ahead and give me a search roll for the things that you're looking for.
Devin.
All right. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It takes you probably about 5-10 minutes, but going through all of the stalls that you're kind of like on a frantic search, like, no. Like, you don't find all of you don't just find a torch, but you eventually do find all of the things. You're like, all right, what did Kent say? I need oil, I need a rag, and I need a stick.
Yeah.
So you go through, for 3 money, you wind up haggling enough to get said things, and even the last person that sells you the rag, they have a little bit of twine. They're like, oh, I see what you're doing. Here you go. And they like tie the twine onto the stick for you, so it's like a standard torch.
Awesome. Thank you.
Also kind of perusing through there, you do see other things of interest, like some people have like a handful of bullets here and there. Like, you can find quite a lot of stuff, so like if there's something specific you guys as characters are looking for, let me know and I'll let you know if it's down there. But I'm not just gonna list off like a myriad of what is down there.
That works. Bruce will try to remember that, but he's gotta get back. Now he has his torch.
He's on a mission.
Oh, it's just big man just trot.
As you make your way out the door, Lulu, you see Bruce kind of like swinging the door open. He's just got like a torch in his hand, and he like makes eye contact with you.
He just waves
you,
with the torch. Like, hi. It just keeps going.
and then yeah.
Will confusedly follow.
Okay. You guys make your way back up there. Bruce pushes past the rest of the people to get back to Num. Lulu, you wind up running into DT and Kent, as they're just kind of like perusing stuff that's up there, just kind of like looking like they're looking busy, but really you can tell that they're like watching Num to see like what's going on over there.
Flying casual.
Yeah, and as you do, like, you can see that Num's less like super bombastic into his performance. He's just doing a bunch of different magic tricks. You see people like tipping him and stuff. But if you would like to interact with them, you can. If not, we're gonna go back to Bruce and Num.
What is happening exactly?
Well, Num's performing. You missed him throwing a machete between Bruce's legs. I think we're getting ready to see a finale that involves a torch.
I'm hoping fire.
I would imagine so. You know
the hospital's right here, right?
Yeah, it's right over there.
Yeah, I got my first aid kit on me too.
DT, you know the British people call flashlights torches?
It's interesting.
It's weird. I hope he didn't mean that, but I don't think he's British.
And yeah.
Just turn back to watch.
You guys have that exchange. Bruce, you come not really out of breath, like you're in good physical shape. You're just kind of like got your blood pumping for the day, and you got your torch in hand. Num, you see Bruce approach, like they're looking very excitedly that they have a torch in hand.
And I'm going to exchange as much energy as Bruce is giving me on this, because I'm like, yes, a torch.
I have a quick question. It wasn't lit the whole time Bruce is running it around waving.
No, he did not light it.
No, it is primed and ready to be lit. Like it's all put together. And as you do, people are just kind of like, ooh, what's he gonna do with that torch? Oh man, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. as they're kind of like
Not
gathering
night for
more
work
people.
today.
Yeah, as they're kind of like gathering more folks to come watch.
All right. So I'm gonna be like, no, thank you. Hold on to it for just a second. I'm gonna put all of the non-bowling balls, not bowling balls, bowling pins into the bag. Hammer, knife, all of that goes back into the bag. Deck of cards back into the bag. I'm gonna grab out my flint and steel. I'm like, all right, can I see that? Let me see that real quick.
Yeah.
I take it. I'm gonna light it.
Okay, you do so.
I'm gonna hand it back. I'm like, I need you to hold this for me for a second.
Yeah. All right.
And then I'm gonna actually reach in and pull out a bottle of the whatever booze that we got
Vodka.
the night before.
Yep, the homemade vodka that
Yep.
you got.
We're gonna pull that out.
Had
Yeah.
We're gonna pop the top, set it onto the side.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna swallow it or juggle it.
I'm gonna look at Bruce. You ready?
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna fill my mouth full of the vodka
Mm-hmm.
and slam it down.
Oh no.
I'm going to grab my bag where I keep the bowling pins. I'm gonna slide that in front of me, about 2 feet in front of me. I'm like, all right. I grab Bruce's arm and I put the torch
In front of your
right
face.
in
Yep.
front of my face.
I pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah. And then I grab the bowling pins and I start juggling the bowling pins.
All right. Go ahead and give me a deafness roll or performance. Your choice.
Either way it goes, that is 3d8.
The baby is nesting.
Oh, is he? I
3
have.
plus 3. What the fuck?
11.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
You got an 11.
Yeah, you get to it. You start juggling like the pro that you are.
All right. I do that for a minute. I still have the vodka in mouth,
Yep.
and I throw, as I like finish off with each bowling pin, I toss it into the bag, and when the last one, right as the last one goes into the bag, I blow the vodka out over the fire and breathe fire.
Ooh. Trying to think. Fire breathe. Go ahead and roll a performance.
Okay.
See if Bruce keeps his eyebrows or not.
He's just
Well,
like,
I mean, realistically, the flyer's going here,
yeah.
and I'm
He's probably
like,
more like this. He's just like
Yeah.
with his long ass arms.
Nat
7.
1. You sneeze. No.
no, that would suck.
It's one you just swallow all that vodka in one go.
Well, I got a
Alright.
7.
All right, you're good. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead and finish describing the finale of your show however you wish.
All right. So, as I said, I'm juggling. I'm doing like things where it's like where I'm like literally throwing one up, catching it on the opposite side of the torch, and then like flicking it up and around back into the other hand, and I'm like doing tricks around the fire. Okay, eat the pizza.
Yeah.
And like I do this for a couple of times, and then as I said, like I throw one in, I'm proceeding to do some more, and then I throw, as soon as I get to the last one, like it literally disappears into the bag, and then I just breathe the fire out, or I blow the vodka out to breathe fire.
Yeah, you guys see it. It just it kind of like spreads out, curls around, and dissipates. As last one in the bag, and gives
Ta-da.
the showmanship stance. You just hear the crowd just like hooping and hollering, clapping real loud, cheering. People are just like, everybody that's around there is just, everyone that is on this top level is just focusing on the performance that just happened. As you do so, there's people throwing more tips in the tip jar. You see some people pick up some like fresh produce, things like that. Some like, bits and bobs that are up here, and like they don't put it in the tip jar, but they put it like by it and stuff.
Yeah, like on the table next to it.
Yep.
I'm like, as they're doing this, I'm like looking at that, and then I'm gonna like looking at the crowd. And I'm gonna I'm gonna have an ear to ear smile. Do I notice the other three kind of like standing off since like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. You three can kind of describe like how you are in this situation, seeing what has just transpired. So, DT, Kent, and Lulu.
Wait, what are we doing?
We're telling them what Num
how-
sees.
Yeah, how do you guys look, and what are your reactions to this scenario that has just happened? As fucking Num has like done his finale, big ass smile on his face. He's probably like standing on the table like next to Bruce, just like hey, doing bows and stuff. And he's just kind of like looking at how the crowd is reacting, and you do catch like eyes with him as he like kind of stops on each of you for a second.
Probably Lulu just a little slack jaw, just like clapping.
Kent just kind of like turn his head, like eyebrows raised a little bit, like yeah, and just clapping
Okay.
along with the group, like looking at him and just genuinely impressed.
I'm giving like 2 thumbs up. Hell yeah.
And
good job.
while I'm like doing the whole like bowing thing and like that, I'm gonna like wave my hand like like wide eyed, like come here, like come get the stuff. Like this is the shadiest thing I've ever done. Like like come on now, quickly before they catch on.
What's he making that face for? Has he got poop?
I don't know. Maybe you may have to go to the bathroom.
All right. Well, here, let's go up there and cover his stuff so he can go take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
You see
As
that?
they approach, be like, here. I'm literally just gonna be like leaning down and like chucking it at them as they're like getting close enough. Like, take the lettuce, take the carrots. Like, here, open up your pocket and take the fucking money out of the bowl and put the bowl back.
Yo, Bruce still standing on the lit torch, like, what do I do with this now?
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, I guess I look over. I'm like, oh, we don't need that anymore. And I just chuck the torch off into the water.
Oh, okay.
I really hope there's not a gas pocket there.
No, you just hear a boom.
Perfect. That's what I needed to hear. I didn't need to hear nothing extra.
All right. All together, you get about so you had 7 before, so about 27 total in money. So you got 30. Bruce spent 3 for the torch. So you got 27 trade worth of money. You have a head of cabbage. You have a bundle of carrots. And you have like a bottle of something that you're not quite sure just looking at it, but it's kind of like a viscous material. Liquid.
Serious liquid.
Viscous.
And I specifically make sure I dump the like $24 or $27 that's in the container. I just kind of like grab DT and just like dump it into like a pocket or a jacket or whatever, just and just like and then throw it as you.
All right. The vibe starts to die down a little bit as everybody's just kind of like talking about it happens. And they're just like, "Oh, it was great." You guys just hear like everybody's just kind of chattering about it as they eventually, within about like 5 minutes, kind of disperse and like people come and tell you like, "Great job," and kind of chit chat at you about like, "Oh man, where'd you learn these skills?" Just kind of try to talk your ear off a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be like the like, oh yeah, I went to school for it, or just making some bullshit like while I'm doing it, and shaking their hands and like being like super not normal, like not normal numb. This is like the like show face numb.
Yeah.
You're performing.
Yeah.
You're still performing.
Yep.
I want to take a look at that bottle of viscous, mysterious liquid and just be like, hey, DT, what? Let me see that. They shoved in your pocket.
Well, I shoved the money into DT's pocket. The bottle, I just like I'm not holding on to any of like the food or the bottle. So like, let's just say
Somebody
like I
got his
throw a head
hands
of
in
cabbage
Oh,
at Lulu. I
oh.
give Bruce.
I'll pick up the bottle and like swish around and look at it.
It's in kind of like those dark brown glass bottles.
Okay. It's got like a cork or a screw
Yeah,
on.
it's got like a cork cap on it.
All right. Doom. Give it a sniff.
It has very acrid scent to it. It's kind of like sour almost. As you if you like move it around, it's got like the texture of like not necessarily like a little bit less than oil, but it's got kind of like a thicker, chunkier
Chunkier.
viscosity to it.
Chunkier.
Is it chunky?
Looks like it.
Is this a bottle of chunky soup?
Maybe.
uh,
The color is like a like it looks like it's the easiest way for me to explain. It looks like gray water.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm curious enough. I will. It's super thick. I will pour out and like try to get a little bit, like a drop or something, on my finger, and
All right. So it tastes better than it smells.
That's a low bar.
That is. So as you kind of like taste it, it has kind of like a clam chowder-esque taste to it.
It's like a fucked up clamato or what?
You're not quite sure. As you kind of like look at the bottle, look around, you can see that there is a little bit of a little label on it, and it says swamp milk.
I hate you, Brian.
I love it.
But yeah, so it's like a mixture between chowder, the taste of dirt, like the grittiness of dirt, and there's like chunks of something in it. It is meaty. It's like because you get a little bit in your mouth from the little bits that you taste, like just a little fleck of it, but it's got kind of. And you're like, Go ahead and make a knowledge.
Oh god, I am rolling.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and make a knowledge roll.
A general knowledge or
General knowledge, just general.
general knowledge.
Annie.
Real quick, so as soon as everyone gets everything and I dump the money, I literally pack up and I like jet the fuck out of there.
Look, bye.
Well, where
It's-
is it?
It's only a 4, Brian.
It's meat of some kind. You're not sure what kind. Maybe it's fish. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's people. You don't know.
Maybe it's Maybelline, and I put the cork back on.
Yeah.
Hey Bruce,
Yeah.
here you go.
What?
Give him the bottle. That's like a drink. It's a local.
He just puts his backpack.
It's like a local type of beverage. I think you might like it.
Yeah. I'll try it later.
Go ahead and put one bottle of swamp milk in your inventory, Parker.
Our bit is never gonna die, Brian.
That's right. That's right. We're in the swamps in the bayou. I had to do it at least once. All right, Num, which direction are you skirting off to?
Probably towards like the center. Like I'm not like leaving the market, but I'm like running off to the side to go like across. And I'm like stopping and like looking at him like, come on, like we gotta go.
We gotta cheese it. Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Alright. We're gonna go see Tinsdale.
As you see them kind of like point in the opposite direction that you are going, Num.
I'm gonna then like look look around and be like, "Huh," and then run that way.
All right. So you've seen him start to make his way over on the bridge towards like the Tinsdale scrapyard and the other building. What are the rest of you doing?
So, turn to Lulu. So, hospital's in pretty good shape. They well supplied for a small place. And yeah, how's the farm situation looking?
They've got a whole irrigation system going on, basically.
That's good.
No livestock, but that's not entirely surprising. I may need to go find something later.
All right.
I'm gonna lean into DT. I'm like, yo, how do we make out? Like, how do we do?
No, I just gave him all the money back.
Oh,
I just
the
grab it
random
all.
trade scrap.
And just start handing it back in his pocket. We did really well. You did awesome.
I'm gonna take it out and then, like, I don't know, Bruce, Lulu, or Kent that's closer, I'm just sticking it in their pockets.
Okay. You not like stuff?
Whoever's closer. So determine whoever's closer to like me and DT. That's who's
Probably
getting
Bruce.
the 27. Okay, you're getting the 27 in trade.
Why do you not like holding on to anything?
Can't be traced back to me. And then
Trace back to you. What do you? They gave it to you. It's not like you were stealing it. It's not like you need a permit for performing anymore.
and at that point, I'm just gonna like brush the comment off, like, I know how this works. Like this is my line of field. Nope. I know how this works.
No, no.
I'm the professional here.
I don't think you do know how this works. I'm on the other side that you'd be worried about.
And then as he's saying that, be like, oh, I'm gonna like reach into my pocket and like my hand's gonna hit the dart. I'm like, oh, hey, could you hold on to this for me? I'm gonna hand it to Kent.
Oh, what? Why are you giving me? Why?
And then it's like Tinsdale, right?
You realize you weren't doing anything illegal, right?
Yeah. But we'll go with that.
You
and then
weren't.
we're just gonna keep going.
He's still walking.
Confused. Okay.
Go to Tinsdale, just more confused.
As we're walking, Bruce just pulls out his pockets, like reorganizing his pack. Like, how much is there?
So you count it. You're not quite sure how much this stuff is worth, but if you show it to somebody else, they could probably figure it out. But you have a lot of bits and bobs. Like, you have a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, stuff. He just made moving it out of his pocket. His bag.
And I think the easiest way is to start with the scrapyard. Check there.
You guys make your way to the scrapyard.
Oh yeah, Lulu, they got like a whole movie theater with new movies in it and stuff. Not even just the old ones.
You would have also seen that. Not necessarily the movies, but the auditorium.
Gotcha.
There's the auditorium, and then there's the actual like movie theater on the top floor.
Like,
New ones too.
post-war made?
Yeah.
Yeah,
shit.
from movie. Oh, okay. Here.
In character. In character,
Sorry,
Brian.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, as a voice in my head is also confirming for me, Lulu.
You're hearing those too? Okay.
Yeah, doesn't everybody? Tag Loco on my sheet real quick. Yeah, no. They had Brian, what was the one that was like Law Dogs and
there is. Give me just a second. Cole Ballard. So most of you would know that he is a big name law dog out of Junkyard. He's essentially like the action movie hero of the post-apocalypse. But so like Kent, you've actually met him before because he's part of the Law Dogs Association in Junkyard. And anybody else who has relevant information like that would have probably met him at some point. All of you have at least heard of him because he's kind of like he's like a Dwayne the Rock Johnson kind of figure.
I imagine it's not himself in the movies.
Some of there were some older ones that were, but eventually they get a stand-in to play him. Yes.
Yeah, so like they have that one there, and it's one where they got like the guy playing him, not him anymore, who does a pretty good job at being Colt, but he's still just not. It's the height. He's too tall. He's too like the real ones. I met him. He's a few inches shorter.
Oh,
And that's a small detail, but that matters to me.
that makes sense.
And the other one is called Law Dogs, Badges, and Bullets.
I ain't seen. Maybe if we get a relax a moment, I can catch up on my cinema. Which, Lulu, you would know the moment Kent sat down, he'd make it 20 minutes into the movie and just.
All right, you guys make your way down to the scrapyard, which is the first building. Tinsdale Scrapyard, a two-story building. Information you guys would have already known or gathered so far. That's obviously where all of his recyclers bring the bits and bobs that they scav from their excursions. You guys can make your way in there. There's a handful of folks working inside there, kind of like organizing. It's very much set up like a warehouse. There's like shelving units and things on the first and lower floor. The stuff on the lower floor is like raised up more because obviously just in case stuff floods. So more of the non-damageable things are down there. Yeah, there's probably about 5 folks that are kind of a little bit more well kitted out than your average farmer in town. I know I'm reading. That's why I disappeared.
You're still way over here, though.
It adds to the mystique.
I know, because I have a lot of screens, okay? I'm gonna vanish, because I'm magic. Look, I'm numb. Lost my spot. But yeah, there's a handful of people in there. They kind of like eyeball you guys at first, then they're just like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's these guys.
Mr. Like, you can see a couple of them kind of like talking to each other. You can hear them be like, oh, Mr. Tinsdale said these folks might show up. Like, it's fine. Just, standard things. Just keep an eye. Make sure nobody tries to walk off with anything. As they're just like talking to each other, and then one of them kind of like greets you like, oh, hello.
Howdy.
I do.
Just organizing the stuff for town.
Gotcha. Is Mr. Tinsdale the boss man in? We're hoping to have a meeting with him.
I don't think he's here in this building. He might either be out on the town or maybe tinkering away in his workshop, or sleeping. Maybe, probably not. But
I don't know why, but I imagine Bruce took like a leaf off the cabbage head and he's sitting there eating the.
He's getting his
Just eating a
roughage in.
leaf.
Can I get your measure?
as you guys kind of like look around, excuse me. You can see like rows of busted up like old tube TVs, refrigerators, washing machines, coils, electrical wiring, all just kind of like generally in line with each other. Like you could see other people kind of like sorting through piles of scrap and stuff as they're like, okay, this goes over here, this goes over here, as they're like going through the inventory that they currently have. If you guys want to make a site-based cognition roll, you're more than welcome to.
Why, I would love to.
Yo.
Anybody who has any military-esque background, your TN is a 5, everybody else is a 7.
I didn't see shit.
Got
Roll a 3.
Rolling a what?
Site-based cognition. Yours is a TN of 7 that you're looking for.
I even had the reduced TN and I still ain't see shit.
You're thinking about your cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I also didn't see shit.
You guys are just kind of like enthralled by the amount of stuff that is here, because it's a lot. It's like essentially a warehouse full of scrap and salvage. Any of you that have been to Parts is Parts and Junkyard, it's like a little mini version of that. DT, as you're kind of like scanning around, you look near the northeastern part of the warehouse, the floor that you're on, and in the corner you can see what you're pretty sure looks like a, you're not sure if it's functional, but it's in one piece, a 40mm anti-aircraft gun.
Oh,
Ah, that's neat.
So do with that information with what you will.
that's interesting.
Yeah, no, they got like half a coffee maker right there. I mean, it's almost ready to go.
Yeah, they have a big gun right there as well.
Where?
Pointed out.
Oh, fuck!
And as you do, and I forget, did you fight for the north or the south, Henry? Is DT? I think you said north last.
I think
time.
he said north.
Yeah, north.
North.
Okay.
I can be south if it's
No.
convenient right now.
Since you pointed it out, Kent, as he kind of like points it out, you can see it, and on the side you can see, very faintly and kind of worn, it says CSS Kid, and you would know that that is from an old Confederate destroyer ship
Mm-hmm.
that was here. Something else that you would know, just with your age and the knowledge that you have, is that
Old.
last you remember, even before the fighting and stuff, that ship got decommissioned by the Confederacy, and it was, kind of mothballed and just there for show. So it
Mm-hmm.
probably doesn't work at all. It's just
Well, that big gun might not be functional, but they do got it. That ship there didn't really see much time in the war, and kept her just kind of decommissioned. Don't remember why. I remember just it was out for a little bit, so that gun might not even be functional. It's hell of good steel, though.
That's a shame. That could have solved a whole lot of cannon problems.
Well, we could maybe see about if somebody's handy enough to fix it.
I mean, isn't that literally the whole thing this guy does?
Probably. And if he can't fix it, maybe it can't be fixed. Not here anyway. Unfortunate. I still very much like to imagine that before DT pointed out, there's literally like, here's the half of the coffee maker Kent saw, and then the gun's literally like right there.
Yep, 100%.
Oh,
And the dog has, DT's like, I found, or not DT, Numb's like,
Numb's
I
not a
found this dog.
dog. I said pet pupper in the chat, so you have to turn around. The dog went here. Right.
But yeah,
That's
if you guys want to, they'll kind of take you like through a quick tour of the warehouse, just kind of like show you what the town's working with. Like, since you guys have agreed to help the town out, something that you've noticed is you kind of have more or less free reign of going into places that people like you would normally not get to go.
Yeah, so how's your standard operation go around here, boys and gals and others?
Well, us right now, we're just working on separating the inventory from the past couple weeks of things that we found. As you can see, as he like points out to the people that are sorting through stuff. Copper and piping gets put over here. Big appliances that we pulled through, as he points at like the fridges, the microwaves, TVs. Everything that they're pointing out is like non-functional or busted up, clearly. And they just kind of like walk you through. Mr. Tinsdale sends us out. You know, we go find what we can. Sometimes it's useful. Sometimes it's, you know, for hunting, things like that. We usually try to stick to things to help either better the town or, you know, add stuff that'll be more structurally sound to the rubble walls that you guys have probably seen outside around the town. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're here either sorting and getting things for Mr. Tinsdale, helping him with whatever projects that him and Luke work on, or, you know, we're out in the field trying to get stuff for the town. This helps us keep a roof over our head and food in our bellies.
Hey, I heard I heard from Luke and stuff that one of your groups of scavengers didn't make it back last night.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, things happen. You get delayed a little bit. Usually standard operating procedure, like if they're not back by tonight, we might send some other folks out. But usually we give them a couple days. A weekend.
Who was it?
He kind of like looks to the side. I don't know if I should be the one that's talking about that. If Mr. Tinsdale wants you to know that, I'm sure he'll tell you.
Well, we're gonna be going out and, you know, heading out probably later today or soon. Be nice to at least communicate to them to let them know we're friendly if we do run into them. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Well, that's super fair. I get that. I just don't like I know you guys are helping out the town and have helped out the town, but I'm also just trying to not get myself in trouble.
I don't see how you'd be getting in trouble with that, but
I don't know. I just work here and I sort stuff and I find stuff. So
it's okay. It's all right. You also probably have more to offer than just that, but I ain't gonna press if you ain't want to say.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I don't know. You look very intimidating.
It's just my face.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say it.
I will.
And I will agree.
All right. So you think he might be
He's usually in his shop. If he's not in here,
Can we-
yeah.
Can we just head on over, or do one of you guys need to like?
I'm pretty sure him and Luke are probably over there working on something. The main floor. So when you first walk over there, there'll be a ladder on the far side, the far west side of the building. I wouldn't go in the door right off of the bridge because that's into like their sleeping area. So.
Why don't you just show us where we're supposed to go then?
Sure, absolutely, I could do that.
Thank you. That way we don't get in trouble or nothing.
Yeah, for sure. He like turns to the people that are working. I'll be right back. I gotta show these guys where to go. I'll be right back. They're like, okay. And he heads out and leads you guys across the bridge, down onto the dock, up and around, and point you into the door. All right, if you go in this way, you're gonna take a right. You might hear like loud noises and stuff. It gets loud in there sometimes, depending on what they're working on. But you should just be able to. The door should be unlocked, and you should be able to get in there.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And he makes his way back up and out. So you guys are sitting out in like the pre-area. On the door, you can see it just says Tinsdale's Workshop. It's got a bunch of like hazard signs, flammable signs, blah blah blah. Wear safety glasses. The sticker that's kind of faded on the door. And a no smoking sign.
Shh. I just smush the lot.
Yep.
Just crush it and flick it.
Yep.
Like a proper wizard should.
Quit revealing my other secrets, Ethan.
All right.
I cast fireball. That's where you flick a lit cigarette at him.
So what you guys doing? You going in?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stop from taking the lead the whole time.
That's fair.
Before they go in, Bruce actually looks through his random knickknacks, see if he got any safety glasses. If he does, he'll put them on.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Got 2.
Nope, no safety glasses.
Dang. I tried.
All right. So who's going in first? What's your marching order?
I'll go in first.
I'll go in after.
Go in
Lulu.
drunk around first.
I'll go
Yeah.
in last.
Okay. And
Monotona.
a little bit of a description of the building before you guys go in. Pinsdale's Workshop is one of the only other, aside from the main building, and Raynard's office is another one of the 3-story buildings. Does not have a garden on the rooftop as well. First floor you could assume as usual unoccupied because floodwaters. Okay, second floor is the living quarters, so he took you up to the 3rd floor. So that's my bad. Misread that. As you guys are going in, you can also see there's a door to your left. Just has on it keep out. It has an electrical sign, like a electrical hazard sign on it. You can hear a large generator that is running in that room, so you assume that's where the generator is. But yeah, you guys knock or you just walk in?
I'll knock.
You knock, no answer. Knock again, no answer.
I was supposed to say bang a little harder.
You assume probably that whoever's inside cannot hear you because either A, they might have some sort of ear
Protection.
like protection on, or they just can't hear you because the generator's a little loud.
Lulu, use the strong arm.
She uses her regular arm. Okay, she'll just crack the door open.
Okay.
Peek in.
As you peek in, there's some lights, and you see a lot of kind of like heavy machinery, as if you're on like the floor of like a fabrication factory. You don't see anybody just yet from where you open the door, but like to your left, you can see what looks like a bunch of stills for a distillery. Next, a little bit further away from that, you can see a bullet press for reloading ammo. But yes, there is a good distance between the bullet press and the where the alcohol
Yeah, it's
is.
probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Gunpowder and alcohol, it's fine.
That's why you're not smoking then.
That's a couple of reasons. So Lulu's gonna, push the door the rest of the way open, look around, step in a bit further, see if there's like banging or noises
You can
besides the
hear it.
machinery.
You can hear it kind of like off in the back end, so like the furthest east from where you guys are at currently. You can hear some like moving and sounds of like pop noises going on, bangs and clangs. As you guys kind of like make your way through, if you proceed in further, some random things that you kind of see on workbenches, workstations, and things like that. You can see 4 what appear to be waterproof, rechargeable flashlights, a propane welder. The tank looks like it's about half full. An electric grindstone, an older like police band ham radio. And as you do, a figure kind of like steps out, not noticing you guys, smoking a pipe, and is kind of like poking at this ham radio.
Hello.
Oh,
Hey.
let me get Mr. Tinsdale. Where are you? If you look down on the
He
map,
looks cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
I like this art better than
Which
the
one?
book art. This one.
Old man with the pipe.
He's got fucking dreads and like, he's got like a iPod.
Cool as shit.
He's got like it's not just a pipe, that's a Gandalf pipe.
Mm-hmm.
We find the Junker Wizard.
Oh yes. You see him kind of like take his pipe, lick his thumb, and just kind of like snuff it out as he sets it down next to the ham radio. Sets some tools down. And I would assume you are our kind benefactors that saved my foolhardy apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke.
He just kind of like smirks and nods his head. And by
Yep.
my guess, he just kind of like squints his eye, or like licks the corner of his lip. Bruce, Kent, I know you. Evelyn's talked about you quite a bit. Lulu, ooh, interesting arm.
Thanks.
Numb, and DT. I like the moniker. It's nice.
Thanks.
It stands for duct tape.
Oh, I'm aware. So what brings you to my workshop? I think I already know the answer, but I'll let you speak for yourselves.
We were asked to help deal with the, I don't know if it's a pirate issue, but the people on the big old ships that are blasting everything with cannonballs at this point.
Yes. And just rewind it back a little bit. He introduces himself as Rupert Tinsdale. He goes after he goes through all of your guys' name, reaches his hand out. Rupert Tinsdale, pleasure to make your acquaintance. He looks a little bit younger than Evelyn, so he's about Kent's age, you would guess. Yes, he is African American.
Okay.
Definitely showing his age and his years. Like you can tell that he was probably a bigger man at some point from the civil engineering and manual labor that he did, but he's no spring chicken, and he's not really an adventurer of sorts. Yeah, that's where I'm pulling from. um, he now kind of looks like he does there, a little bit more small and bookish. Lots of gray hair. The one thing that you do notice is that while he isn't clean shaving, all of his like hygiene and like facial hair and everything, he's very well kept. The only thing that is dirty on him at the moment is kind of like a little bit of his forearm, and his hands are kind of have that shop grease to it.
Evelyn told me this morning we were planning to come visit anyway, but Evelyn was also saying you would want to talk to us as well about this matter.
And I'm assuming my caddy cohort Luke has already told you quite a bit about me as well.
A little bit.
Well, if there's anything else you would like to know, feel free to ask. But yes, the pirates, bandits, raiders, either way, they're all the same rabble, always in trouble. They need to get dealt with because, as you all have probably found out, like while we have a nice settlement here, me and Evelyn and the others have worked really hard for what we have, but we are not as well defensible as I would like us to be. Where are my manners? Well, I'll be right back. You see him kind of like walk off into the shop, walk around, come back, and he brings a bunch of like shop stools and offers them up for you guys to sit down.
Well, thank you.
Yep, we'll sit down.
I'll take a seat.
You see him.
I will. Say I will not.
I assumed as much. Just no things.
I don't trust it.
I
I don't trust this chair.
Why don't you have a back to you? You're just a stool. Quite the operation you got set up here. You guys look like you're doing pretty good, pretty well.
Yeah, we're have a very nice community here, which is good. Isn't the best. I wish I had more time in the day to do the things that I wish I could do. And I also don't have fancy things like as he kind of like says that, he's like He was looking at you, but his like vision drifts off to Lulu's arm as he just kind of like focuses on that as he's like finishing his statement.
We eat, we eat, we.
It is quite
Fingers.
fascinating how those things work. I still wouldn't, vouch or put my stock in those kind of pseudosciences, but still intriguing nonetheless.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be the death of me someday, but it's either that or I don't have an arm.
But better than a stump.
Fair enough. I prefer more reliable things.
Me
But
too, but they're expensive.
that they are. While I do appreciate everything you have done and are promising to do for the town, I still would like to hear what you all have to say, and I reserve my judgments for you, I guess. No offense meant.
Like, what do you want to hear?
Luke has told me some things, but he tends to get very bombastic with his descriptions of the finer details in the things that he encounters. I guess it's things of youth, I suppose. As he kind of like looks at you, Kent.
Yeah.
So while I do appreciate his input, things that have transpired, I would also like to hear it coming from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
I mean, coming across him was a bit of happenstance, I think, for all of us. As Lulu's, like, very consciously aware that she's still covered in dried mud from the day before. Kat and I were following a bounty a while back we got lost. We got lost in the swamps. Lost track of the guy and happened to hear gunshots.
A lot of us just met yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday. Ugh.
Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need to roll, but I'm pretty certain he's just wanting to get a form of his own opinion on what we're about, right?
Yep. From what you can suss, that he's very much a man of like, I will believe obviously Luke is like,
I want to form my own opinion.
Unreliable narrator.
Yeah, unreliable narrator, and he's young. He's young. He likes to inflate stories a little bit here and there just to sound cool. Like, you guys have met Luke. You know what he's about.
Yeah.
Mr. Tinsdale very much seems very reserved in his own opinions, and while you guys are helping, a lot of people in that kind of mentality is like, no one ever does anything for free.
Well, Mr. Tinsdale, I'm just doing my job. I ain't tied down to one place, and I'm just here to try to help out, keep.
He's a goody two shoes.
Well, I'm well aware of him, and Evelyn's like, him I'm not too worried of. Well, worried isn't the right word, but skeptical, I suppose.
But everyone else here did spring forth to, help a fellow person they saw in need from getting eaten alive, with no thought or worry for their own safety first and foremost.
Absolutely, and that's part of why I agreed with Evelyn of letting you all have free reign, so yeah, as it were, of the town. Most traveling folk don't get to see many of the things that I'm sure you've all explored today.
I don't imagine a lot of traveling folk find you guys.
The people that know where we are know. There are many folks that live along the rivers and in the swamps.
That being said, though, again, if most folks don't get to make it this far, and you've already thought this highly of us, what else would you come to expect from us after that?
I don't know. What are you all? I know what Evelyn has promised you. I just suppose. Why do you do what you do?
Well,
As he just kind of like slowly looks at all of you, however you guys look or respond to that question.
yeah. Well, I guess for me, I like to help people because I was kind of in a bad way, and I don't want people in that way that I was. Or DT helped me. I did kind of crush his ankle a little bit with stone, but we fixed it, so.
Feel free to answer in any order you guys want, or if you don't answer, just let me know.
Oh. Your nails are so sharp, child. I've been with Kent for like a year or so now.
About a year or so.
We just happened to help each other out, and when we first met, and just wound up being kind of decent travel partners. I don't have much for goals or anything, but I hang out with him, so I wind up with accidental goals.
Try to instill good behaviors, I suppose. Good habits. Kent will look over to see. He also is curious to hear what DT and Dumb's answers are.
No, it's just like. Mr. Duct Tape, Mr. Gnome.
I mean, we help save your friend. I don't know what mincing words will do to change anything that we've already shown you we are.
Yeah.
But as far as me, I've lived as long as I have. You know, at some point in time, people have to make choices. My choice has been to try to put people back together. So, usually that means that I'm on this side of the fight.
Well, you see, you help a old doomsayer cross the street, and kind of expect them to give you something. It's just kind of the way it works. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. It's a win-win scenario. And in current scenario, where we're at, safer in numbers.
Everybody do me a favor. Go ahead and roll a persuasion or a bluff check. Whatever you first. Just let me know which.
Sorry.
Do tell you which?
Yeah.
Do you want us to tell you privately, or?
Yes. Yes. You can message me privately.
This is
I have
unfortunate.
neither of those. Wait.
Shit. I rolled too many.
This is unfortunate because I'm telling the truth. Okay.
Same.
Brian, I'm gonna redo that if I can, because I clicked it way too many times.
That's fine, buddy.
I'm gonna roll this hilariously on the screen.
Man. Also, for reference, you guys can put them in our private chats in the Discord also. Okay.
I got 19, Brian. And I think you're aware of what I rolled.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good. Okay.
You see, Tinsdale kind of like look, ponder for a second. He'll kind of like rub his beard. Realize that he put some grease in his beard. He'll like look down at it. Kind of like grab a rag from the side, wipe his hands off. Well, I suppose that's all I need to hear from you for now. Is there any questions that you have for me or about our town, aside from what we are going to do about our mutual problem that you've agreed to help us with?
DT was interested in that artillery gun you got in your collection.
Yeah.
How I wish that was salvageable. If we might be able to use some of the parts in it for other things, but the thing was decommissioned forever ago at this point. That is initially why they brought it back, because they thought it was useful, but when they tend to decommission them, they clog up all of the barreling, fill it with concrete. It's just a whole messy situation without reboring and doing everything. Is a giant labor that I don't necessarily have all of the tools for. So there's that
Until you
answer.
need it.
Yeah.
I didn't know they filled them with concrete.
They do when they are decommissioned and put out for show.
Yeah, no, I just genuinely did not know that. Both Clark and Kent.
Brian doesn't know if they do that, but that's what I'm
But
saying.
they do
is
it
what
now.
Canon.
But yes, how I wish. Well, and then comes the matter of we don't have any of the ammunition for it, so it wouldn't be much help either. But hopefully, from what Lucas said, most of you seem more well equipped than a lot of what we have here. He kind of like looks you guys up and down.
Lulu's just still like scratching mud off of bits of her armor. Dried mud.
Also, if you are all at all interested in some of the living quarters during the daytime hours, there are showers available if you would like them. We get all of our water from the river. It is filtered through some engineering of my creation. Luke has helped as well, as if any of you have visited the farms have probably seen the siphoning system that's there.
Yeah, we've taken a good little look around town. It's nice to see what y'all made for yourselves here in the bayous and the delta.
We get by with what we can.
So you do a little bit more than get by, friend.
More than most, yes.
You know what swamp
Jerry-
milk is?
What was that question?
Is that, do you know what swamp milk is?
Local delicacy, and that's a stretch of the word if I've ever used it.
Yeah.
There are some more primitive folks that come into town, trappers, things like that. They bring in various meats, gator meats, whatever else they might find. There's some strange concoction. I guess I would call it a stew if I were to give it a name. I guess is the most apt description. I don't fully know what's in it. I have not tried it myself. Luke has tried it once, but he has sometimes a weaker constitution and got very ill.
Or
I am assuming it's just a mixture of some foods and things that they find. I don't know how long the shelf life is, though. It feels like they sell it past its expiration, so to speak.
Well,
They do, however, brand it as if you can stomach it, it will make you very strong.
I have a pretty good stomach.
I see you are quite large. You see, like, looks this dude's like, he's like 5'3", 5'4". Like, he's a pretty small dude.
Still taller than me.
well, Mr. Tinsdale, we were also hoping to get some assistance with looking into this issue, and we were wondering if we could requisition some sort of boat from you to get around.
Fair enough. That actually brings me to my next point. Sorry for the interrogation. I like to know that I feel comfortable talking about our issues with all of you.
And do you feel comfortable?
Comfortable enough, yes.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
That one, and he points at Gnome, puts me a little bit on edge, but it might just be the appearance. No offense. It's very startling.
Are you saying he's ugly?
I'm not saying that at all. He's very unique.
I mean, so far he's been good.
I think most of us
I
are
kinda
pretty
like him.
identifiable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I said, I mean no offense by any of these statements. I'm saying it's just my observations. We don't get a lot of folks that look like you guys around here very often. Mostly we get your kind of country swamp bumpkins peddling their gator meats and things like that. But I'm sure that Luke has talked to you because he loves to talk. He loves it. He loves to hear his own voice.
A little bit.
He is a very energetic young man.
That he is, and I really hope when my time comes, he can put that energy to good use here. As you guys can see, like, just a monochrome of, like, worry on his face as he says that, but, like, it quickly fades away.
We were all that age once.
The good old days, right?
Better than today.
You see him kind of, like, look at his pipe, flip it over, tap it out. And he, like, reaches in his pocket and pulls out, like, a metal container, flips it open, offers, if any of you want a cigarette, he offers out a cigarette to you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, look, Kent, there you go.
Appreciate it.
They're not traditional cigarettes, they're just, like, pipe tobacco hand rolled.
Yeah, hand rolled. Yeah.
I know the sign on the front says no smoking, but as long as we're away from the distillery and some of the powders and things like we use for the bullet presses, it's fine. Risk of the job, I suppose. As he just kind of smirks. He lights himself up a cigarette as well.
Do you sell ammunition? Do you have ammunition here?
Everything that we use here is for the town. I know Evelyn has offered you all ammunition as payment along with a handful of other things, and I will be making that for you. So if there's specific calibers, things of that sort that you need, uh, we can work that out after everything has been settled.
Oh, I did see some in the market while I was looking around for the torch.
There,
It wasn't
yes,
a lot, but there was some.
some of the traveling folk tend to bring it and use it as either currency or trading materials as well. But to answer your question, I don't normally, but depending on how much of a need it is, we may be able to work out a deal as well. As he like looks at you, DT.
I mean, it's just, yeah, I appreciate it. Just when everything's said and done, then we might be able to restock or do what we
Oh,
need to do.
absolutely. Especially if you guys are rid of us of this problem that we have. I would not want to send you back out into the
I
wastes.
imagine I imagine the problem also has enough things to salvage.
Hopefully so. I know they have a large riverboat, from what Luke has told me.
And a
With a
carousel
cannon.
with a cannon.
Yes.
Didn't they shout something about not having good guns? They were trying to take ours, though.
Yeah, they were all
Yes.
pretty armed with
Flintlock.
dated, yeah, arsenal.
It could still be melting down.
But it's just interesting.
But as I was saying, the third degree that I'm giving you, because I know normally this is Evelyn's thing, but I'm sure you guys didn't get grilled too much because of your friend Kent here.
She's getting soft in her old age.
Maybe she just has a thing for you. Is he just like smirks?
Bruce
Can
just
I like elbow Kent? Like, there you go.
Wink,
My
wink,
ribs!
nudge,
Ah,
nudge.
ah!
It's good to see her smile these days. That's all I'm saying. As I said before, Luke tends to be a little bit more loose-lipped than myself. About 3 days ago, I sent out a couple of my recyclers. Please don't call them scavs. It's a very demeaning word, I feel.
Understood.
Two of them, one is Henry Johnson, and the other was Bill Clark. Usually we send them out in teams of 2, sometimes more. Sent them into the ruins of the swamps to locate one of the old hospitals to help Miss Rawls with some more supplies she was looking for, and see if they can scout out and get any info on the area and what threats and whatnot might be there. They haven't been back, which isn't out of the normal. But usually for scouting missions, they would have been by now. Hopefully, they haven't run into these river bandit pirates that you speak of.
I mean, they're in the area.
Yeah.
And seemed more than willing to,
Capture.
yeah.
But yes, unfortunately, you all were on the opposite side of the river because I was hoping you might have seen or heard from them, but
We just found Luke.
wrong side of the river, I suppose.
Rather be on this side. That boat's big enough that it can only, I think, move up and down the Mississippi. It ain't gonna make it down the tributaries or nothing.
Yeah. But as you all I'm assuming you all have seen our triage facility, hospital as they like to call it. I was hoping we may or would be able to recover some more salvageable heavier equipment from the hospital for Mrs. Rawls, but Normally, jobs like that take longer time, but like, as I said before, the scouting missions usually they'll only be gone for maybe a day at most.
Hey, you had a few that didn't show up last night, so I'm told.
Yeah, it would be those two, and that is starting to make me concerned. Um,
Brian,
yes.
just for helping our sake out, what direction? When we left the encounter with Big Al and his boys, as I am calling them, Big Al and the boys,
Big Al and the boys.
um, which cardinal direction did we head from them, and like in relation to where we were to where RedStick is?
Gosh, making me remember stuff.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys were effectively like I said, it wasn't the Mississippi direct, so it was like one of the split offs from the river. So it would have been more east of where you guys were at.
So we went west.
Yes. So
We went
you-
west. I'll take my fake cigarette out of my mouth for this conversation.
yeah. So you guys went west, so it would have been like more northeastern from where they were headed.
And the ruins they're referring to is that Tinsdale sent them is
So that would be one of the kind of like local towns. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. I am completely wrong. Never mind.
Uh.
Good old Deadlands books with their information all over the place. So if you guys look at the map, I'll show you.
okay.
So you guys are now. So that's original Baton Rouge. That is not where you guys currently are at. So Nouveau Baton Rouge is more upriver.
Okay. Kind of like on that border with Mississippi there.
Yes. So you guys would have been kind of like in between.
Okay. In between here and like the way towards New Orleans, like in that delta.
Yes.
So we traveled northwest from the southeast, and the area the recyclers were sent
Mm-hmm.
was that way.
Yes.
All right. Well, if they're taking some, if there's a chance they ran into them, and there's a chance they ran into that Big Al fella or some of his other forces, there's a fair chance they're alive because they were willing to take points at Bruce and then points at Num, willing to take them in as captive.
What I had hoped was perhaps they ran into some trouble, because usually, if you're along the Mississippi in any of the ruins, if you can find a building to hold up into for the night, you're usually fine, as most creatures or other raiders or scavs, as most people call them. Like, they usually do not tend to tread into the waters. They stay safely on the shore, but there's also a possibility that they have been kidnapped, abducted, if you will. And I had planned on sending some folks out to find them, but then lo and behold, my loving, adoring prodigy found it in his infinite wisdom the greatest idea to prove himself and go out on his own. Vis-a-vis, here we are. Which put that expedition to a very, very quick standstill. But I don't know what we're going to do about them just yet, as we have a bigger problem as we are currently talking.
That might be related. More uncertain.
It may be, but in my time, and I'm sure yours, most things don't tend to work out as well as you would hope they do.
Yep. But I'm a bit stubborn and like to try to stick to my forced optimism.
I also don't know if you've talked to Evelyn at all today.
I did.
But I know she's planning on enforcing a curfew, and most of our townsfolk, if not all, are going to be held up in here until this problem is dealt with, just for the safety of everyone in our community. Obviously, that does not include all of you. You are still free to go as you please, but I'm sure she'll have a town meeting about it at some point today. But if you happen to go out on one of your adventures and make your way up that direction, and he kind of like pulls out a map that he has.
Ooh, I want to look at the map.
It's just like more centralized to like Louisiana map.
Does it have like places they've salvaged or
Mhm.
any kind of like local notes like trails or anything like that?
It does. This one, it's like chicken scratched on there and like a pen or marker or whatever he had laying around at the time, but it does have a couple spots on there of uh places that are like this place is cashed out, blah blah blah, potential here, here, there. So like some information here and there. Um, this is one of my extras here. If do you all have a map?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Pretty certain. Let me double check my inventory sheet. I'm pretty certain I don't.
I don't think anybody does.
Appreciate it. I appreciate the use of this.
But he kind of like lays it out on the table. Um, takes a little bit of the grease from the rag on the table, and then on the spot that he sent them to go do the scouting, he just kind of makes like a little quick circle in grease on the map with it. This is where I had sent them, and where they had not come back to. So if you find yourself in that area, if you could find any information, that would be greatly appreciated. But if you don't, that's also fine.
All right. This will make it a
Hope we
lot
can.
easier.
Is Luke around here?
Yes, he is currently sleeping off a hangover.
Amateurs.
Do you have any other people that usually get sent out on scouting missions here?
All of my recyclers are trained in that and salvaging and finding things of use. So, all of them that are under my employ, yes. I have about 10 to 12. Well, 10 now, but
Could I talk to all of them at some point in time today?
most of them should be sorting in the warehouse right now. But you're more than welcome to.
Could I go over there and talk to them?
You're more than welcome.
Thanks. Is that where we came from, I assume?
Yeah, that was where they'd show you where
Right.
the turret and
Okay.
stuff were at.
I'm gonna go over there with the map.
Okay. We'll get to you in just a second. But unless you have any other questions for me, well, I do appreciate the company. I have many things to tinker and do.
Yeah. That's pretty busy here.
Busy hands, busy work. Good. Keeps everyone in good spirits.
Were we just checking in again? If we do head out, are we able to rent or use a boat of yours?
You won't need to rent. It's fine. If you're doing this as a personal favor to the town and myself, I will make sure you are accommodated for.
All right. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, let's go. Chat. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Much appreciated, and it was a pleasure meeting all of you.
I also have
He'll
that.
gather up chairs as you guys leave. If any of you have any other questions about his little setup or anything else in the town, he's more than willing to answer them.
I don't got anything really that I can think of.
Good.
Alrighty.
Oh, for your generators, what do they run off of?
Oh, I'm sure you saw the stills when you came in. They run off of ethanol that we make from the corn.
Mm-hmm. I assume based on your statements before about Lulu's arm, you're not much a proponent of using anything with ghost rock or spook juice.
Terribly loud and unstable substance, in my opinion. While many people do, I can't help but think there's something about it that doesn't sit right.
So in that, I would assume you don't have any.
No, I do not.
All right. And yeah, I don't fault you for thinking that way.
The only person here who might would be Sadie. Sometimes she does trade for nuggets of it, as many people do look for that substance.
Talking about the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we know she. Just think to myself, well, we already know she doesn't have any. All right. Well, thank you.
And he just kind of waits for you guys to leave. He's just like sitting there, smoking a cigarette, just like pondering off to himself.
Yeah, I'm the last out the door. I'd leave.
That's fair.
That works.
Do you guys
First do the whole
follow?
like slap knees and gets up there.
well,
Well.
all right. Do Do you guys follow DT? You letting him go do that on his lonesome, or where's everybody headed to?
Let's follow DT.
I'm down.
Yeah. We'll just crowd the doors and watch.
All right, we're back. Rah!
He said you had to tell us everything.
Where are your new bosses now?
Yes.
All right, and just for reference, it's about, I'd say, between all of the things that you guys have done today, getting near mid-afternoon. We'll say 2 o'clock.
Okay.
You guys make your way back into the scrapyard. The gentleman, we'll say his name is George, because I never gave him a name before.
You need to come up with a list of creative names.
No, I know.
It's the worst thing. It's the
me,
worst.
Let me pull up this random name generator real quick.
That's
worst-
how I get names.
It's the worst fucking thing when you're like, "What's this person?"
Well, luckily we're not in like a true fantasy setting, so I could just use plain
Normal
people
people
names.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't worry. I'm not above doing Tim the Wizard.
Hey, he's the best wizard. And if at all you guys wanted to roll like scrutinize or anything for the conversation that you had with Tinsdale to try to suss any more information out, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know.
Check our private chat.
Oh,
Nubs on this shit.
yeah.
And that was you were just in the middle of chatting with that, so I was like, I'm not gonna disrupt it.
No, that's good.
Num stealing fucking the copper wiring and catalytic converters.
I'm seeing if
Just
there's
crackhead
any-
things.
I'm actually looking to see if there's any microwaves.
There are microwaves in this place. They're busted up. But to answer your question, Ethan, from what you can tell, everything that he's saying is truthful. You can definitely tell that he is a lot more concerned than he is leading on about like his people and stuff. Like he's keeping that like calm composure to himself, but like you can tell that he's actually really upset about how things have panned out so far. So truthful but concerned.
This would have probably changed the path at which we just took of going back to the.
If you
I'm
would
gonna,
like.
I'm gonna like let it like. I'm just gonna have that like kind of like clicking through my head, and I'm gonna like mentally go through a plan while I'm like walking behind the pack.
Having the numbers flow through
Yeah,
your
just
mind.
kind of like you're like doing the like,
It's the numbers in the background, except they're all incorrect.
That's gonna be letters.
2 + 4 equals A.
Bowling pins with numbers on them.
And I'm just gonna like stop as we're like, I guess we're walking up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna turn around and walk back into his shop.
Okay. I'll get back to you in a second. You all clock that as well, so if anybody wants to follow Gnome, you're more than welcome to.
I'm
Bruce
gonna
just stops.
go.
He's like, should I?
I'm gonna go see what that's about.
Okay.
All right, so I'll get back to Kent and Gnome.
Old law dog is trying to make sure I don't steal nothing.
Hey, you stealing? You stealing in there?
Kent's just a
You're not my
Skyrim.
dad.
Ken's just a Skyrim NPC. Stop! You've broken the law.
Just out of nowhere.
But nobody's looking at me, and there's nobody around. How did you even see it?
that chicken.
I have 100 in stealth. What's going on? Oh, okay. So DT and Lulu and Bruce, you guys make your way back into the scrapyard. What would you like to do? George greets you. Oh, I see that you're back. Good.
Yeah. Got the map. I hold it up. I'm like, I need to talk to everyone one at a time, just to get some information and go over a few things. So you're
Okay.
going first. Let's go.
All right. I guess. He just like walks off with you somewhere.
I just go to the counter wherever I can roll the map out.
Okay. Yeah. What do you need to know?
Do you have anything I can write on, or a writing utensil?
Yeah, you seem like
Feeling around in pockets.
He's got a pencil up behind his ear, but he's still.
yeah. No, he does have a pencil in his ear, but you see him like pull out, and he's got this like little nubby pencil that he like puts down on the map.
Do you have anything to write on?
The table that you have the map on.
Is in like a piece of paper, parchment,
Oh,
Napkin.
a napkin.
yeah, yeah. You see him like reach into one of his pockets, and he like pulls out this balled up, like little scrap napkin that he has.
Is the back of the map blank?
Back of the map is mostly, for the most part, like you can write on the back because it's got like alternate information on there, but the back is kind of distressed enough to a point where it's not
I gotcha,
particularly
yeah.
usable. I have this napkin. I also used it to blow my nose earlier. I don't know if that's relevant.
If I wrote on if I wrote on the table, would it be able to be seen? Like, is it like what kind of countertop is it?
It's like a wooden desk, like wooden tabletop. Are you thinking like if you can like
Write on
charcoal?
it and still see it?
Okay. Like with the pencil? I'm trying to understand.
Yes. Yeah. So if I'm gonna write on it with a pencil, can I actually see it? Whereas if like a darker wood is really hard to see, or lighter
He's foregoing
wood
the
is-
napkin, writing straight on the table.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could probably,
Find an area.
yeah.
I go to find that area.
All right, you do so.
I had him put his napkin on the table too.
Okay. It's still balled up. Probably
I don't
had some
touch it.
snot.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
All right.
All right. So looks like your friends, whatever their names were, that I personally can't remember.
I believe it was Henry Johnson and Bill Clark.
Yep.
Listen
Oh,
here,
yeah.
we should have an easy time remembering these ones, Henry.
We should.
They're our names.
So looks like Henry and Bill went to this area. I show it on the map.
Yep.
Have you been to this area before?
I've been to other areas near, because a lot of the times we'll go into the ruins of like New Orleans and stuff. Like not too terribly close, but kind of like the outskirts, right? Because you never know what you're gonna find out there. 'Cause it's kind of whatever Mr. Tinsdale, when he gets like leads, or if other people are out and they see something that might be of potential interest. Like we all have, between the teams that we have, everybody has like a map or a makeshift map of the spots that, like, it kind of like points out on the map that you have. Like these are all spots that one or multiple of our groups have hit. And everybody just kind of shares that information between the recyclers, so we don't go to the same places twice.
Gotcha. So whatever information that he would have of the surrounding area, I'm looking for problems they've encountered, if there's any kind of creatures. I'm just gonna give it like kind of grid off the map and give it a zone, write down the zone name on the table.
Okay.
I'm looking for landmarks. I'm looking for creatures you've encountered before, if you know of any food that was left there that could be salvaged, any kind of problems in those areas.
Okay.
Good ways in, good ways out.
Gotcha. All right, and I'm gonna kind of expedite this whole process a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up talking to everyone. I'm just trying to get as much information I can of the surrounding area with landmarks, problems they've encountered, creatures they've encountered, anything like that in the immediately surrounding areas of that. And I'm going to write it all down on the table.
Okay, cool. So the information that you wind up, and go ahead and actually roll me a streetwise roll.
All right. A 6.
You go through, there's about 5 or 6 of the recyclers in here at the moment. The other ones are off, either like off for the day or off doing other things. So you probably won't be able to talk to them at this moment, but you might be able to catch them like another day if you wanted to. But they all kind of tell you the same thing. All of their information kind of more or less is the same information because, like they said before, they share between the recyclers. Like they're all a team, so they share the same information. And aside from like little details or the way they get described here and there, like it's the same information. The spots that are on the map already, a lot of them are cashed out spots. The one that they haven't been able to hit as well, and the ones that Bill and Henry were going to go check out was the hospital because it's mostly underwater. So there'd be a little bit more effort and labor involved in getting things out of there if it was even salvageable at all, which they don't have that information because those two have not come back yet. Standard threats, like usually if you are in buildings like you are here, if you get up high in the buildings, that's your safest bet if you kind of get stuck or like run into threats, because a lot of the threats are like aquatic, so you got like your gators and other wildlife in the area. Most similar to like what Tinsdale said, most people don't have boats, so they stay on the shores. So like if you can get up high in the water, then you're usually safe, and they'll just like fuck off and leave you alone after a while if you can outlast them. They did say how they're kind of like concerned about hearing about these raiders that have a boat that you guys are aware of, so that could be troublesome. And all of them kind of have a general concern of like those two should have been back by now. I know Tinsdale's like kind of not covering it up, but like playing it off like it's fine, they'll be back, but like a lot of them have more of like a grimmer out, like they're probably dead mentality to it. As for the hospital, which is the main thing that they were going to recently explore, like they don't have much information on it. They have like a base layout of like where it is and how big it is, but that's about it.
I also want to ask for physical descriptors, and anything of significance they could tell me that would let them know that we are there to help, since we're coming from, if we were to go get them, if we run into them, to let them know that we're friendly.
Right, yeah, friendly. So they're both they're not sure exactly how old they are, but probably in their mid-30s. Pretty standard build. Bill is a little bit more muscular, athletic than Henry. About Henry is like 5'10", and then Bill is almost just about 6 foot. They'll be they give you like a description of like they'll be wearing like this kind of get up because all the recyclers wear similar attire when they're like out. So it's like essentially like a tack vest, some kind of like waster clothes, like longer jackets. They usually carry on them like crowbars, hammers, and other like tools of the trade. So they'll like usually have like a backpack of sorts, like a rucksack with tools to get and pry the pieces off that they're trying to get. And they'll usually have like a handgun of some sort. Some Bill liked using a shotgun, like a sawed-off shotgun. So they give you the information that you look for. Bill has blonde hair and green eyes. Henry has black hair and blue eyes. Other than that, they look pretty generic.
Couple dudes. Just a couple of dudes.
Okay. Thank him for all that information. I can't think of anything else right now, so I think that's all the questions I have.
All right. They all seem like a little bit like on edge while you're like interrogating all of these people individually, but like near the end of it, they like kind of see that you're just gathering information, being helpful, and you can see their kind of like tension subside a little bit.
Okay. Whenever I'm all finished up, I tell them I'm like, just as a general thing to everyone, like, hey, thanks. Like, I don't know these people, so I want to make sure that if we're able to go and help them, that we have as much information as possible. And if that's the case, it'll be because of you guys and the work that you do that we'll be able to find them and hopefully be able to bring them back.
Mm-hmm. They appreciate that and thank you, and they tell you pretty much all of them say like hopefully it's not the worst. Like a lot of us are not hopeful, but sometimes that's all you got.
The world we live in is pretty rough and takes a lot from us, so hopefully this isn't going to be one of those times, but we also have to deal with some of the unknown as well. So
and before you guys leave, George kind of like walks up to like walk you guys out and just kind of like gives you all like a really big dopey smile. And before you guys leave, he says, we don't get a lot of folks like you guys around here, but it's good to know that there's still people like you all here.
As Lulu slaps Bruce for touching something he shouldn't.
What?
All right, and then we're gonna go back to Kent and Num, back to go see Mr. Rupert Tinsdale.
I'm not doing this discreetly at all. I'm basically opening the door, kicking it open, and like walking in and be like, Tinsdale.
Shit.
Yes, sir. Yeah, back here.
I'm moving shortly because like it sounds like Num turned like on a snap turn a little quick. So like I'm not like running after him, but I'm like doing a slightly quicker walk. So there'll be a little delay. They'll follow him. I am also not being subtle.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go back to where he's at.
He's back tinkering on that ham radio still. You can see that he's got like, so he's got his normal glasses on, but he's got kind of like the
Magnifying. Magnifying ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna put my hand on the table like, All right. You need us.
As you do, he just like drops the tools that he's working on. He's like working on small, delicate parts, and he just kind of like
They just all jostle into place.
he sits up and just looks at you.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Look, go ahead."
That's all I wanted to say. Goodbye, Mr. Tinsdale.
I'm out.
You want a snack, Mr. Tinsdale? Is that what you just said?
I would love one, thank you.
Oh,
But,
yeah, it's an happy juice. It's my favorite.
All right. So it just clicked. It all registered. It all just came to me. I'm gonna be like twitching while I'm doing this a little bit, like almost overstimulated. Like, okay, you need us more than you're playing it to be. How do we sweeten this pot for us?
In what sense?
We need to be guaranteed something out of this.
You've already been guaranteed recompense from Evelyn, I believe, in the form of ammunition, mill rats, and the like. What else would you require?
I don't know.
All right.
But food's not a problem.
It is for most folks, but I understand.
I'm gonna look at my waist, look at my back. I don't use a gun. My ammunition doesn't do me any good.
I have heard that you are immeasurably strong with bolt.
No, it's just a trick.
Even the shystiest huckster has some truth in the lies that they spin.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, Brian, I'm
Yeah,
not
you're-
interjecting. I'm
You're
hanging in the back
just-
watching this. And...
Yeah, I got you. You can hear this whole conversation.
And
Like,
I am
like Tinsdale is like soft spoken, but he is still speaking at a volume to where everyone can hear him.
and I have my blinders on.
Tunnel vision. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I did not hear or acknowledge that Kent is behind me.
like 4 or 5 feet. Like I'm not right up on you.
Yeah, but I
Doesn't matter.
not there.
He's in
Doesn't
his
matter.
own- he's in his own little world right now.
You're like sitting over my shoulder.
You don't feel me breathing on your neck. Anyway,
But I think we gotta figure something out. Like food's good, like fine, that's great. But I've been around these areas a little bit, and that's going back out. That this isn't just like we're gonna walk in Central Park or some simple thing. No. This is kind of a big deal.
I understand. And
So
you
we
have-
need
you
to
have a-
sweeten this pot a little bit.
Well, when you figure out what it is that you require, I suppose we can talk about that when that time arises.
And then I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna like scratch my chin. I'm gonna like turn to look, and then I'm gonna fucking scream because I didn't realize Kent was there. I'm just gonna be like, hey,
howdy.
Says just leans back, lights a pipe.
Okay. Kent,
Go
what-
on. Think about what it is you're wanting. That you're sounds like you're
All right.
trying to strong arm into something else that you need. Which seems
I'm gonna-
unnecessary since
now
they're
that I-
willing.
Now that I know Kent's there, now I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna shift sides. to where like now Kent's no longer behind me.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean down. I'm gonna send this message.
Gonna whisper.
Yeah.
Or here's what you can do. Everybody else. Actually, I can do this. Hold on.
Don't deafen me.
Mute
I'll
us.
just take my headphone off. Brian, don't deafen me. It needs the audience, bro.
What?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, I'll take my headset off.
I would say before Clark, I would say he could roll cognition since he's not that far away.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Clark.
I mean, that's my standpoint.
Hearing-based cognition.
It's a 5.
Yeah, you're good. You can hear it.
Okay. I was willing to let it fall whichever way it fell.
All right. So you're good to go.
All right. I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna reach into my pouch, kind of shakenly hand him the picture of the people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna point. I'm like, I want an escort here.
Don't think we can provide that.
Or at least a boat.
Let me talk with Evelyn. She, with her past work, has many more connections than I do. I cannot promise that it will happen, but if you do all of the things that we are asking for us for RedStick, we will do what is in our power to help you get there. That is the best I can offer you at this point.
And I'm gonna just kind of like slightly nod, slowly put the picture back into my satchel. I'll be like, "Good day," and just skate my way out.
Before
What-
you skate your way out, Tinsdale reaches his hand out as like a affirmation of the deal he is offering you.
I'm gonna hesitantly accept, and I will shake his hand.
Question.
Yes.
Would I have been able to see him with the paper, like the picture?
Oh yeah,
It's the same one. I think that I don't know if it got passed around at the.
He showed it to us.
I know he had showed it to you guys at the bar. But
Yeah, because I'm remembering that right, Ethan?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it was on the walk. It was on the walk before we
was
jumped
on
into
the
the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Bruce is like, "Hey, I got this pouch of stuff," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I got a sack of things too."
Yeah.
And
all right.
right.
To let people. Oh, my hand is gone. Undeafen. Y'all bid. Go ahead and roll a site-based cognition for me, Clark, and I'll let you know if you get to like, because I'm assuming it's kind of like a relatively quick exchange.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what you can.
Only a
get.
4. Only a 4.
Okay. You just see it kind of looks like a family picture postcard.
So
I don't know if you had fully seen it at the bar, but if you did, you would know it.
we fully saw it before because I remembered the
Yeah.
place.
So you would know it is that same picture that he had before.
So you do the handshake and
So we have an accord.
yep, I'm gonna like not say anything. I'm gonna nod and shake his hand.
All right.
And then I'm gonna skirt out of there.
Fair enough.
I will, before tailing, I might just kind of look at Tinsdale and give him a look, like the nonverbal, like, sorry about that kind of expression. Give him a nod and hand wave and turn to go after Numb.
You see just kind of like it's that old person smirk. Like you don't even need to. It's just that like mental conversation. It's just like
All old people are magic. We can communicate.
yeah, yeah.
But like, I think Kent would catch up and walk in pace with, not like he's not gonna stop Num, but he's just gonna move and walk in pace with him.
Mhm.
You know, you don't have to try to strong arm or negotiate as hard on deals when you're doing good things.
I didn't have a weapon out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't have a weapon out. We both know what that was.
Num's gonna
I-
shrug
I
and just keep up the pace.
yeah, he's gonna keep pace with you. Look,
Yep.
I can't tell you how to live your life, and we've only just met, but that's not always the best approach. Is all I'm gonna say on that. And if you want help getting there, what are you hoping to find there? I'm just
Answers?
Answers. Yeah. When we're done here, sure we, like he said, talking to Evelyn, forego some of the reward, shift some of the reward they want to pay. Num, look out! There's a small child.
Come do more magic tricks.
Well, kid, where'd you get the pizza? Didn't know that was on the menu.
Over
This
at
is a veggie
Sadie's.
Trade. Here's almost a pound of meat. Let me get that pizza.
You want this rat meat? Ken's gonna like turn and like kind of like put the back of the fingers up on the shoulder to gently try to stop Num from walking for a minute and go,
Oh.
Oh no.
And in response,
yes.
Num is going to just like backhand, like closed fist, fucking just bam, hit the fucking arm, rotate, shake his head, turn back around, and just pick up the pace.
Why is
Prison
Num so
rule.
fucking weird?
Prison rules, no touching.
Yeah.
No touchy.
Clark knew how that was probably gonna go.
No touchy.
Alright.
Yes.
I like him. I wish he would just kind of talk to us. So we could help. I don't think it's gonna
No,
happen.
it's here. Holy shit!
Huh?
We aren't with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I thought we were.
No,
Uh,
they're about.
We're
They're
about we're about to catch up.
Like you guys are leaving the scrapyard as this is happening, and you see Num just kind of like knock Kent off and just kind of like not storm off, but just kind of like go off.
Mhm.
Well, then my statement stands. We're still gonna say that.
Yeah.
But he'd be with the other two saying that just out loud, like he thought it. And he stops like, I didn't think that.
Kent just kind of stops and just and then goes back to keep pace to meet up with everyone else.
As you guys are crossing the bridge back onto the marketplace, you all hear a loud bell start furiously ringing from the north guard tower from where you guys are at. So if you look on the map, here at Tinsdale Scrapyard, so you're on that west-east bridge going towards the marketplace. So if you guys want to make a site-based cognition for me to try to see what's over that way that's making the guard tower bell go off, you're more than welcome to.
9.
Explosion.
Wait. 8. I lied. 8.
11.
Hold on just a second.
Put it in the chat.
DT got a 17.
Oh hell yeah.
He's got them specialized.
He got
And
it.
That's
duct
very
tape
nice.
eyes. He just grabs the rolls of duct tape, so he's a binocular.
Yes.
DT, what do your duct tape eyes see? It's just him with the strips of duct tape. I don't see shit.
So you guys look over there. You can see the bell ringing, the guard in the guard tower ringing the bell furiously. As you kind of like scope around the town, you can see Evelyn and Deputy Comforts running out on the top bridge towards your guys' direction, like towards Sadie's on the bridge up to where like the marketplace where you guys are at. They're carrying a bunch of guns. But you can see a handful of boats rapidly approaching the north part of the rubble wall that look very familiar.
Oh,
Very shortly after, you can see three of them land onto the north wall of the gate. You can see and hear coming from the south the guard tower ringing down there, and you can see a couple boats down
You
there
don't see
as
your mouse, buddy.
Hmm?
Are you looking at the map right now? Oh, there you are.
No, I'm just saying the southern guard tower.
Gotcha. I thought you kept saying like here and here, and I didn't see your mouse at all. So
So wait, was that?
yeah, North Guard Tower, South Guard Tower.
It's at
Yeah.
both.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You can see boats starting to land. And you see very familiar looking bandits start kind of like traversing towards the guard towers and whatnot. And you can see kind of like as you guys are like taking in this whole situation, it seems like you guys are getting hit from multiple sides with several boats apiece. By your guys' count, what did everybody get for their cognition rolls?
11.
8.
Eagle Eyes
Plus
adds
2.
plus 2. Okay, so then I got an 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
17.
anybody who got an 11 or higher will be able to suss out. You're pretty sure there's about 12 boats in total hitting multiple different parts of this town. And that is where we're going to call it for tonight.
Before you call it, it's just Bruce grabs police and almost back pat.
Yep.
Puts his helmet on.
Thematic thump.
It is getting a little bit later now, so it's like probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon between the time it took you guys to like interrogate everybody. So like it's starting to get dark. But yeah.
Quick, release the attack gators.
Seems like Big Al and the boys have found out where you guys are at. And something that you also know, so only 2 of them seem to have like the gas powered ones. The rest of them are like manual rafts that they're boarding with.
And they were, oh man, it's weird that they were able to sneak up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like it.
So Lulu at hearing this just goes, well shit, pulls a bottle out of her bag and then drinks some of it. It does smell like alcohol.
Quick, Bruce, drink the swamp milk.
Wait, I forgot
Oh, shit.
another thing that happens
Oh,
because
no.
things are in the wrong place.
And
Yeah.
the books are written in perfect order. I don't know what you're talking about.
Perfectly. Okay,
Perfect.
so
They're so perfect.
only 2 of the 4 gasoline-powered boats are involved in this. There's a number of other float rafts that are coming in. You guys that got the higher cognition, there are 10 of these man-powered boats involved in the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Each of the boats, including the power boats, has at least 4 gators on it. It's a lot of dudes.
And gators.
No, gators being the bandits. That's what I
Okay.
said.
Oh, is that what they're called officially?
Yes.
Yes. You guys will
Uh,
find that out eventually, but I've
the-
already slipped
I-
up a couple times.
I already like to imagine that like there's rafts like Huck Finn style, but then there's like 2 or 3 guys just on tubes.
Donkey paddling.
Yeah.
As you guys see in the north side, one of the gas-powered boats start making it towards the entrance, like the gap in between where the guard tower and the rubble wall is at. You can see one of the guards kind of like pull a lever, and as it's trying to like the speed in to get into the town, you see the guard. He just kind of rips back on this lever, and you see a large chain just like
Yeah.
rise out of the water as the boat just kind of like hits it, ramps up, fucking flips, goes a good 20 feet into the air, and just kind of like crashes into the water. Just big splash. The dudes get put into the water. And yeah, that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Oh man, city defense.
Woo!
So yes, they have not yet boarded the rubble wall. I got a little bit ahead of myself there, but they are starting to. You got barbarians at the gate coming in.
Oh, we got barbarians inside too. Rar.
Bunga bunga.
I can't shoot a gun.
Quick,
Punch hit good.
quick, dumb. Throw Bruce at them.
And then keep throwing bowling pins.
I mean,
Let's just go back in the scrap room. We have so much stuff to throw. Just
I'll tell you what I planned on doing. Next time.
Okay, we'll do that. Because you guys will have a little bit, not too much time in our next session to like have some like pre-combat actions because
Yeah,
they're
you're good.
still
That's
incoming.
fine. I just
so-
wanted to get that in there before I forgot for next time.
Oh,
Cool.
all right. But yeah, that's all I got for tonight.
Thank all you nerds for listening in to stream. I know a lot of you are lurking. Appreciate it.
Neat.
Lurk.
Lurk. I don't think I'm gonna raid just because I only have like one other artist on, and there's a tabletop group that I'm following that's 2 hours into a session already, so that's just a little awkward. So, next one of my streams will be on Tuesday. I don't think anything weird's going on. Just doing another art stream. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Eat food. Take your meds. I need to take my meds. Flip your
You
laundry.
do.
I should go do some laundry.
Eat food. Eat food.
Eat food.
I said eat food.
Where's
I
your
heard
teeth?
drink water.
Drink water. Eat food.
Drink food, eat water.
Drink food.
Yeah.
Eat water. Flip your meds and take your laundry.
That's right.
Yeah. Go to drugs. Don't do school.
To school.
I think that's pretty much it. So I hopefully see you guys next time. Be good, do good. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.